What's up, family? This is your man, not your boy. Go black to Africa. Hey, yes, I want to go ahead and just give you all just a beautiful Sunday message for those who have been inclined to have an ear to hear, those who may be at a question of whether or not they're hearing correctly within their spirit about this whole Africa thing. Many people are talking about many of things here today, and many people are confused. But my question of it is that do you know what you're hearing to be either you or something beyond yourself? Now, my title of this is Are You Chosen for African Cause? And there are those who are chosen and those who are not. Let me help you along the way because sometimes, when you have been removed from the rightful place that you should have been, you might become deafening in the spirit to be able to hear clearly, to be able to see clearly, to be able to feel clearly of that entity, that source, that power that reigns above all of us. Are you on the right path of life? Now, before I get into this right here, because I believe that there are as many of avenues for us to be able to take witness of, family, just taking witness of, are we on the right track of hearing, seeing the destiny that has been laid out for us in our lives? For I said before, this ain't even about me nor you. It's about when we drop down and are gone, did we leave a seed to plant within the spirit of our children to go on to the next destiny of life that is the betterment for you? Now, I ain't talking about no dad going, oh, well, you want me to go to, move to Africa and all that right there. No, 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 no. See, you have missed the essence of what go black to Africa means spiritually. Because where we stand in the countries we live in right now, very few people can argue we have taken on the spirit of those that we have been bounded by, enslaved by, that we have we have conformed to and become just like them. Now, this ain't to bash on nobody. This is to put one back in its rightful state of understanding where we should be. I got a little gift today that I want to give each and every one of you, just a video I want to show you all, because see, there's so much talk going on, so much conversation going on, and nobody doing nothing. We don't even see what's really happening before our eyes by those forerunners, those pillars who are doing small works. But if you connect the dots, you can see God in the middle of it. And each person who have jumped on board of either wanted to see the vision, hear the vision, even go to a vision, will be able to see what might be for them, not for as a whole collective, because very few are called. Now, it says many are called. And today, you're going to see that, yes, many are called, few are chosen. But really, who is being called? Shalom to each and every one of you all. Peace and blessings to each and every one of you all. Would love to give y'all shout outs, but I'm trying to keep the time within this right here. But this is a gold nugget I want to drop to each and every one of you all. With all this rhetoric and talk and conversation today, we got so much garbage out there. Who is going to be the one to lay out some fruitful spiritual food for people really to hold on to and be able to go forward and live life in a place of freedom? So before I get into showing a video real quick of brothers and sisters who are going to the continent that you don't even see by the mass numbers, there is something unbelievable happening that the mainstream won't show you, they won't tell you, but there is something that is happening across the continent, that this spirit, this vibe, this energy of people receiving, hearing, are deciding to go back to an original state of a place that is wanting you to go plant a seed in the spirits of your children, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren. For where you have been captive at, one would not want you to understand the truth of the matter of where you stem, where you originate from. You know what's the most amazing thing, family? We don't even have to talk about really a lot of the garbage that's going on today. All we got to do is really just listen, look, Be watchful. Let me give you some right here. People don't understand what I'm saying this right here. Go black to Africa. I ain't going black to no Africa. You can have all that. You can go over there. You can do that. I'm staying right here. I understand because they haven't been called. You can't see what I see. You can't hear what I hear. Only those who have been connected with the Spirit, who has that ear of hearing and the eyes of seeing, can be called to such a thing. Ain't it right? People are called to other garbages in life. You called to do mischief and these evilness, and you follow suit. You take your money because somebody told you to buy crypto or buy stock and all that, and you turn around and do it. Somebody told you to go over there, you run over there. Somebody tell you to do that, you go do that, because you only have an ear and an eye to hear those things or to see those things. And then when somebody comes and says, yo, go back to Africa, this right here is a revelation. This right here is a healing. This place right here is an eye opener for you, your family, your children, that can start you off on the right track of what humanity is really about. But when you in the middle of confusion, when you in the middle of the smoke screen, when you in the middle of all of what is considered to be this cloud of lies, I don't have no other reason but to understand why people tell me, I ain't going back to no Africa. I'm not African. I'm native, this and that. But what I'm saying is this right here. Think about your grandmother and your grandfather, and then their grandmother and grandfather. Whatever takes steps you want to take just to go back, let's just go back just to 3 generations. You see, I just had an uncle who just died 107 years old just last year, or excuse me, now we're in 2022, but in the year 2021 or 2020, 107 years old. Before him, his mother and father, who came out of slavery, who was on the cusp of slavery. They were born out of slavery, out of the cusp of 1865. See, we have to even have a disconnect in our family that we don't even know who our great grandparents are. The ones who stepped foot out of the so-called Emancipation Proclamation. We don't even know them because of the breaks up of the family, some by the fault of the system. For all of y'all claiming to be somewhere, whether it's New York, whether it's Chicago or Detroit, California, if you would really go back into your family's history, you're going to find they started from the South. And a lot of us have an ignorant mindset of believing that you are from where you're from. In other words, you are openly admitting that you have been taken over by the so-called area or place that you're from, that it's become you. West Side, East Side, Bloods, Crips, Democrat, Republican, Alpha, Delta, wherever it is, you will associate yourself with such. And I understand, because once you're in a system, the system will overtake you. We never thought our people would subscribe to being part of the Greek, the so-called, whether it's the fraternities and the sororities, that's all Greek. Then we want to go ahead and we want to tie ourselves outside of being the Greek sororities and fraternities. We turn around and want to be Democrats and Republicans, liberals and conservatives. Then we want to turn around and be, whether we want to be part of this group or this crowd or that crowd. We have lost the essence because we don't even know our great grandmothers and great grandfathers. We really don't. So now we are lost people, which was already foretold. And very few people even know the stories of what was foretold, that we would be scattered abroad. A scattered people. Have you even asked yourself, why are we so hated around the world? Well, some of y'all don't even ask yourself the question because you ain't even been outside your city, your state, your country. I have. It is amazing how raw we are treated as a Black people across the whole entire globe. The worst treated, which should give us an indication. What is so special about us that everybody wants to give us the hard time? What is so special about us? But see, if you don't even know history, then you won't even know. But let's go back, though. Let's go back, because it's not about, let's not even go back to Africa yet. So many of us are so ignorant to the history that we only know what was put it before us. Not no fault of your own, but only because of the fact that it's their information and not ours. His story, not our story. So then here it is. When you cried for your grandmother, your granddad who just passed away, what was their tears about their grandmama and grandfather? Some of them left you word to say, move forward and love life and go further than I've gone. I've tried to leave you at least something. What about them? Let's just talk about that. My uncle died in 2020, 107 years old. He cried for his mom and daddy who was just born right out of slavery. Their grandmother and grandfather, what were they crying for? Their grandmother and grandfather, what were they crying for? In our family, there were those who were crying on the shores of the Atlantic, looking out in the distance, saying, I want to go back home. Little children crying, missing mama, great grandmama back in Africa, missing the family unit in a strange land, being in a slavery and captive into a society that you are not even part of, a language you can't speak. Told you better not read no books. You better stop praying to whatever it is that you're doing. You cannot be dancing and all that right there. And then all of a sudden now you be conformed to a system or a country or culture that you now become, that you even lost your mind about where you started from. This journey of going back to Africa is an awareness, an awakeness for your spirit I'm talking about. And many people don't even understand that. I ain't going back to no Africa. Yet your spirit is so dead, and you run around here wondering why in the heck are you being an enemy to those who don't give a hoot about you, and then you sit here and argue about it's a shame they killing us out in the streets, how the cops are doing this. It's a shame we being locked up, the most people in the prisons, and it's a shame. It's a shame that brother can't even go out here and feel safe. It's a shame I can't even reach my full potential when I'm in this corporation. They walked over me and my promotions. They haven't even given me my just due. I've been working my butt off. Whether you woman or man, you know you use these as excuses. But who's going to sit around here and complain all day long when I'm sitting here and saying, listen what I'm saying, y'all. If you want freedom for your children, go back to Africa because of the spirit of what is going to change within you. When you come back to America, come back to Canada, come back to the UK, come back to Europe, come back to Australia, come back to Japan, come back to China, because we're scattered. When you go back, at least mother, the spirit, the Almighty, the mother, the father, the spirit that will be there when you step foot off the airplane on sacred ground. You will be spoken to in a spirit that I can't describe, which when you will come back here and see with a wide open spirit, what the hell have I been sleeping on? What the heck have I been doing? It's a hard place to be. And I guarantee you, some of y'all strong men will drop tears on your knees and cry. How could you be full for so long? So I can't be mad for those right there who don't want to go back to Africa, just to go visit, to sit their feet on sacred ground where all humanity has started from. But if anything, sitting in a continent, in a spiritual temple that will rock you to the core, that will change your life forever. But very few are going to receive that because many people don't want change. Many people don't want change. They want the same old thing. Do you know, even in slavery, people got so conditioned. They didn't want to leave that plantation. But there were many who got tired of the South. They went north. All of y'all who claim to be something that you think that you're something. Oh, I'm from New York. I'm from Detroit, Chicago. I'm from LA. Look, your family, if you knew your history, left the South to go to a different place. And here I am sitting in the North where it's snowing. And you know what my spirit said to me today? It is not good for you to be in a place I haven't seen the sunlight in the last 8 days. See, my wife being a doctor I already know. See, when your vitamin D goes low, because see, we are sun people. See, because Mother Africa got the sun every day. Mother Africa got the true richness of what life is about. First and foremost is the sun. And then which cause a derange of a mindset when that vitamin D plummets because we lack the vitamin D anyway. Why? Because we are a sun people, the melanin skin. Look, it keeps us from the burning of the sun. But what it does is slows down the process of us getting the vitamin D because we don't need it a lot. White folks needs it. That's why they can get sunburn, but they don't have no problem with the vitamin D. Because see, what we absorb slowly, because we get it every day, we don't need a lot of it, and it causes problems when you get overload of vitamin D. We are out of our element. So I understand the crazy mindset of people who talking about forget going back to Africa. What you talking about, man? I'm American. I'm not talking to those. I'm talking to the people who knows they're spiritually decapitated, spiritually handicapped. Not off of your goddamn bank account and what you got living in a big house and you think you achieved with your degrees and all that right there, but you know there's a void, there is an emptiness. You can't even get the first base right because you know there's something missing in you. I'm saying go back to Africa. The very thing that you've been looking for, that love of your life, that answer that's been missing is in Africa, spiritually. First and foremost, for if you can't get the spiritual connection together in an evil country, how? Now, my hat's off to those who's tried, whether it's the pastors, the bishops, and these deacons, and all these people out here, these ministers who've been trying to sit here and trying to preach to a people and trying to guide a people into a place of spirituality, but really they've gone down a road of religion and you don't have no effects. None. This has already been foretold. You are not effective in where you stand because you stand on ground that ain't sacred. It just is what it is. But and if in order for you to understand, it's time for me to make a change because there's something within me that I know there's a void in me. I can't seem to get it right. I keep making this mistake over and over and over. And what grandmama and mama and daddy and them told me about go to church and read your Bible and you still didn't make no change, then what is missing then? Because we see the conditions of the church today. They fussing, fighting, arguing, and kicking each other out, and all this right there. Look at YouTube and look at there. All this mess that's going on within even the church community. Why? Because we are at a crossroads of life right now. A crossroads that the Spirit is telling many, come back home. Come back to renew a mindset, renew your spirit in order for you to be able to get back to the rightful path that you need to be on. Because we already know right here in daggone Western worlds, what is right. Let me show y'all this video right here. Let me go ahead and share this right here because this is going to be impactful, y'all. This is what's going on around. See, we think that we ain't moving in groups. You think that there ain't multitudes of people going to Africa? You got another thing coming. It's happening every day underneath your nose, underneath your radar, because you thinking you so focused on mainstream media. There are people who are reconnecting back with their heritage. There are people who are going back to experience the disconnect that has been in their generations in order to get an appreciation of those things that were before so that they can carry on for tomorrow. Check this out right here, family. Let me go ahead and share this right here with you all. I want y'all to watch this right here. And I want y'all to pay very close attention. Can you all see that? I want to make sure. Could y'all see that screen in its fullness? Please let me know. Put a one in there or yes. Can you see this screen right here in its entirety? And then I'm gonna click back on to seeing myself here. Can you see that? Okay, because I'm going to show y'all this video, and I want you all to understand that there are multitudes of people going to the motherland. Okay, all right, I got the ones. All right, cool. Now I want y'all to just go ahead, and this right here is about an 8-minute video, but I want y'all to pay very close attention to what's being said and what's being shown. This right here is Elmina Castle. Okay, it's really a dungeon. I've been there. I had the experience to feel the spirit, if you will, of those descendants or those ancestors who went through the horrific place of this dungeon place, going through a door to get on ships, to be shipped across Atlantic, to be dispersed, whether it was in Brazil, whether it was in Central America, whether it was in America, North America, what have you. Listen to this right here. I give credit to my brother Eco Simpson. He's from Ghana. I personally have spoken to him. We have not personally met yet, but he put this video out. Please subscribe to his channel as well. But listen to this right here, family.
Hi, brothers and sisters. This is Anthony Boedi. I'm a tour guide here at Cape Coast Slave Castle. And as you can see for yourselves, what is happening here is very massive. We had a massive influx of our brothers and sisters from the diaspora to Cape Coast Slave Castle. And as you can see for yourselves, there is the African Diaspora Development Institute here at Cape Coast Slave Castle. If you are not here, you are missing on a lot. Please come here. Let's all reconnect with our ancestral heritage. So thank you very much. See you this December, Ghana, 2021. Thank you very much.
The choice that we made to come here. But guess what? It wasn't our choice. You were chosen. A whole lot of people want to be here. A whole lot of people got the money. A whole lot of people had the intention. But to be in this number, you have to be chosen.
I want to point out a couple things. The size of your group, you can see the people out here is only a portion of the people that actually came on the buses. So within a couple of hours, maybe less than an hour, the group has already become smaller because of circumstances. But here's what I'd like to point out to you. Everything that Rabbi has said is absolutely true. I'm 78. My senior brothers just told me he's 81. And I want you to understand, and I may get in trouble for saying this, but I don't really care.
Not me now.
I've asked the young people to stand here with me to impress upon each of us as adults. Make a solemn oath to yourself that when you go back through this door, you will realize that these events are not about us. They're about the great-great-grandchildren of the children that are standing here. There's no future that shapes itself. The future is shaped by what.
Unlike QuickBooks,
Okay, let's get through this ad real quick.
Multi-subsidiary companies automate
What we do today and tomorrow. So we can put it out of our minds, put our egos aside, and recognize that we are the servants of the generations that have yet to be born, and these young people will be our agents if we do our job. Otherwise, we're just talking and there's no future. Just stop talking about it. So unless we do something different and recognize that this is about the great-grandchildren of the children standing here, it's not even about them. It's about future generations. They're the best hope we have, that those future generations are going to be anything.
All right, so I'm gonna pause right there, but what I'm going to do is pause right there real quick, because sometimes we got to chew on and digest and understand. I know Chief Nana right there. I've sat and broke bread with him when I was in Ghana, and also Rabbi. I was there. Beautiful people. Chief Nana right there, he was actually appointed to one of the villages as being a chief. A lot of the African villages there are starting to embrace and bring us in as chiefs, whether you're going to be a chief for development, a chief for finance, a chief, whatever, because they recognize that we have a lot different experience and education that we can build these villages by the knowledge that we have. But right here at the Cape Coast dungeons there, he is speaking profoundly on sharing. Look, this is not for you. This is for your children's children's children. The beautiful youth that you see in that video who are standing on holy ground in Africa, their lives will never be the same when they go back to their Western countries. Why? Because the seed has been planted. This is the imperative of act that should be done when you decide you are going to Africa to break the spells that have been put on us to have us believing that Africa is a cursed continent. Africa is rising. Africa is now and future. Nobody's asking you to go move to Africa. Nobody's asking you to go buy land in Africa. Nobody's asking you to go build in Africa. What I'm saying is that if you want to have a spiritual connection beyond what the American white man done told you, go back to Africa. Forget about the naysayers. Forget about those people who's talking about the white man's there, the China man is there. No, I'm not talking about that. Well, the Africans, they are Christians and they're Muslims. I'm not talking about that. Put all that aside. That has nothing to do with you. Not every African's an African. Not every black person's a black person. The only way we're uniting, we're talking about in the spirit of those who were called. See, this message ain't for everybody. Not everybody gonna receive this message. That's why you can have, so-called, haters, and you can have these people out here, trolls and all right there. This is not for y'all. This is only for that one or two people who is right now watching, and there's others, 9,000 people who's gonna watch this video, because my videos average between 9,000 to 15,000 people, that it's only for you. Those who have been standing on the line, who know they've been calling, they're hearing that voice, and they've been wrestling with it. Don't sell yourself short. Do not think that this is by chance, coincidence, or accident that you are hearing this call. Man, why is Africa on me? Why have I stumbled upon this video or stumbled upon this right here? And Africa has taken an interest in me. I had to ask that question. Why? It's because the Spirit of the Most High has set upon you to be a pillar, to be a forerunner for what is to happen down the road. By you merely just going, tears down a multitude of lies that is hidden in your spirit that you think. I watched a video today, a young man who's been in Tanzania for the last 3 months. The mother and father was interviewing the two sons, and the son said, I thought that, Africa was all about poverty. I thought everybody here was poverty. This is a young man who's 20 years old, that even our youth believe the garbage that's still being shown, that Africa is poor. But he has gained such a profound respect because his feet are on the ground and he sees differently. It ain't about the technology. It ain't about the skyscrapers you find there. It ain't about the modern day cars. It ain't about the modern day houses. It ain't about none of that. It's about, can you be reconnected from what was taken away from you that reigns and flows within your DNA, the blood that goes through your veins? Can you reconnect with the ancestors that DNA has been flowing all the way through every line that you can reconnect with? Because I'll tell you right here, you do such an act, your life will never be the same. Some of us have been so heavy, burden laden, that we are so deafening with the ear, we can't even get to the spiritual place because we've been shammed, scammed, and damned in this religion bull crap. That people ran from even the spirituality of what the Almighty is. People said, they close it up. There you go, talking about some God, some spirituality, some Almighty and all that right there, because you've been shammed, scammed, and damned. And I understand you got to remove yourself from the idiotic, evil people who puts a shame on truth, that you're going to have to go find the truth for yourself, because you could be killing your own self by living a life that you see others do. Nobody talking about moving to no Africa. That's like me trying to tell you, believe in the Almighty, believe in the Almighty. Why am I going to tell you to believe in the Almighty when you're not willing to take that route? When you're not willing to make the sacrifice? When you're not really ready to give up the very thing that you put in the way that's being your God, your source, your power? I'm not going to tell you that. I'll only tell you my story. That's for you to see. But see, we got all these. I ain't going to say that because I'm not going to go down the road and I'm not going to be on nobody else's parade. What I will say this, though, is that right here, we have to start following those out there who are misguiding you. I ain't asked nobody for nothing on my channel. Don't want nothing from nobody on this channel. All I've been doing is giving to this channel. And anybody who turns and gives to me, I turn around and give it right back out. I found the key of life. It ain't money. It ain't money at all. Money's the easiest thing to get. It's the easiest thing to attain. We think in America, life is all about money. Africa will show you it ain't. Matter of fact, it will ease you some of you all's fears of if you lose all you got and you have nothing. Africa going to show you how to survive. These daggone medical and these physicians and all of these other people out here are still pulling their hats off, wondering why hasn't Africa been affected like the rest of this world when it comes to this variant and all this right here. All of this, they talking about all these people has died and Africa hasn't even flinched when it came to this virus because they're not going to tell you the truth. They're not going to tell you the truth. But the only thing you're going to do is walk on by and just ignore the fact of, instead of pausing for one moment and asking yourself, what is so special about Africa that their numbers are so low? There is something there. Why are the Africans not affected by this variant? But they see that their numbers are going up. But see, what they don't tell you is that maybe the numbers that are shown that even those who are coming positive are some of those Europeans who are there. See, when you know the history, and sometimes you got to pause and ask yourself, see, this was when you watch the actions, what are done to us and against us, you got to look beyond just the pain and the misery. Do you ask yourself some of these questions? See, when I came across years ago, the Europeans used to use our youth when they used to get sick and laid our babies across their feet. Why are they doing that? Hold up. There's something here. Why would they take our babies and lay them on their feet or across their bodies? What is it that they know? See, but we overlook that. Why is it that these countries need us to be in their country? Why are they pulling us over into their countries and need us to be around them? See, you ain't going to ask that question. See, do you know just recently here, right? Now check this out. See, you don't know this because I know this. because I had to ask the hard questions. And when you research and you begin to know the anatomy and what flows through the DNA in the blood and also in our spirits, what other people are wanting, then you understand how important you are. But check this out. So you got some of the Arab countries who've closed their borders off to Africa. And they closed them off and they said, we're not letting none of them come in. Except for there's one exception to the rule. For those who are the servants, the workers in the houses of the royalties, they can come back in. You see, I'm here trying to tell you all something. You know, when you get to understand that this melanated skin, they already know this. They already know this, but you don't. That the safety of its people is Africa. You got a 24-hour daggone sunlight coming down. You got a richness of a history, not the gold, the diamond. See, that right there ain't nothing, family. That's nothing compared to what the spiritual sense of what a people have within them. When you talk about in this body is something beyond what they want to reveal to you, because they know the secret. Why in the world are they going to lay their babies over the feet of the white people back in the day? What was so important to us? Why they got to keep having us in their communities, have us around? I'm here to tell you all this right here. We are a buffer zone for the soul. Okay, I'm going to say this right here. You got to know history. When the Europeans had the Black Plague, it was killing them by the millions over in Europe. They did not understand that this disease and all this stuff that they were going through, they had no answer for. But when they had stepped foot over into Africa and Egypt, they saw that there was this so-called, they had an aqueducts, they had a system of how they would, where they put their waste away from the camp, you know, whether it was downwind, whether it was away, it had to be this way, the way they had everything laid out. But what happened was people started to go and search for new ground, new land. But they found something very interesting about these Black people. That these Black people are willing to, not only physically able to handle terrains and hot climates, they're able to handle endure a lot of hard labor work, but also that we lacked getting such of diseases that really took out the natives by the hundreds of thousands, but didn't have an effect on us. See, why didn't the smallpox wipe away Africa? It couldn't. You see, we have a protection against certain things than others don't. Now, it's different in time now because, see, when you mix races, what you actually do is water down your DNA. Now, they say against other races. What I'm saying is that that's why it was told to the children, do not mix with the others because of these various things that will happen to you. It's like it was said, do not take one plant and take another plant and join them together to create and do another. Don't mix one animal and take another animal and mix it together. Whether it's a lion and a tiger, you don't mix the two. Genetically, you will have defects. And you talk about the genetic defects that we see every day out here. What I'm saying is that there is something to the fact that why is that Africa is not affected by a lot of what we see that's going on today. But let's get back where I'm saying for the chosen, for those who have come to a place of life that realize, I feel as though in my spirit, I'm not at home. I feel like that I have not reached a place in my life yet where I should be. I feel as though that in and where I stand at It's not conducive to me. Now, each and every person, while you going through, because winter's in now, and every winter is a eye opener, should be an eye opener. While you freeze your butt off and your skin becomes ashy, and then all of a sudden now you start to snot and sneeze. Your body begins to go ahead and release and regurgitate pus or, inflammation and stuff like that your body is telling you in the wrong climate. When your body begins to break down because your vitamin D begins to plummet, because our vitamin Ds are already low because we're living in northern plain areas. But then, like I said, you got to look at my videos when I go ahead and I talk to these doctors over in Africa that, do you have a problem with the vitamin Ds of the people that are here? No. But like my wife would tell you, because she's a physician, that Black folks has low vitamin D in America, in Canada, in Europe, and all that. And then we wonder why, what is going on with us? Why can't I be on point? Why am I having this issue? Why am I not? You begin to feel off track and out of place. Why is it? I'm continue on with this video right here. So y'all stay put right here. This video, this is the second part, because we just heard from two elders, okay, the rabbi and Nana and Chief Nana, that I personally know them, sat and broke bread with them in Ghana, that they're showing you that this is nothing new. Brothers and sisters going to Africa, around the world going back. You know how the Muslims go to Mecca? Brothers and sisters are hearing through the spirit to go to Africa. I didn't say move to Africa. I didn't say go buy a house in Africa. I didn't say go buy land in Africa. What I'm saying is that there is the Almighty who is calling only for those who has an ear to hear, eyes to see, to come back to a place where you have been displaced and get reconnected, of knowing the rest of the story outside of his story that could bring you even a more broader understanding of knowing thyself, which is the first lesson in all humanity of what our ancestors told us, to know thyself. Let me go ahead, share this screen, and we will go on to this right here. I'm going to continue.
Nana and I are not going to live forever, and neither is anybody else standing here.
Sure.
So if we don't put our focus on what needs to be done by us to lay the groundwork for the young people to continue developing those things, we are just talking, and we might as well just go home and watch reruns or Netflix episodes or whatever we want. So that's my story to you. I will work. I'm promising you guys, I'm going to work to see to it as best I can, and so is Rabbi, and so is Nana, to see that you have a future that is free of all of these things that we're talking about right now. As long as I'm alive, if you know I'm still alive, and somebody told you I'm still alive, you know I'm working for you. That's a problem. I'll check. You do good.
So once again, Nana Nom, Osabaremba, and Pra, he will lead us through. And right hand, I have returned. Right hand. And also, you see the work that was being done here with the sea. That's part of the climate change, and the erosion is happening with the sea. And they're doing this part to protect these editors against the sea erosion. That's part of what you see with these buildings up here, these frames around here. The reality of climate.
If you're an accredited investor, I have big news. In the last 12 months, I bought 5.
Right hand, I have returned. Turning to the left up on that boulevard.
Look at the elders who's returned.
Check on the person next to you, make sure they're doing okay. Thank you. It's hot here.
I have reserved. Moving in class.
Okay, all right, thank you, dear.
To throw some rocks and chase the colonizer spirit out of the continent. And believe that it can work. You know, one of the greatest stories in the Bible about uneven odds was David taking a slingshot and a stone and slaying Goliath. And this is like a battle of David and Goliath. We ain't got the slingshot, but we got the stone. So we can throw these stones and make our arms a slingshot. So it's across these waters. These cannons are facing this sea because this is where they used to hold off other competitors who wanted to come and take control of the territory, not to abolish slavery, but to continue it in their own interests. So these cannons are facing this sea. They got different sizes. Those cannonballs that can go out there for 50 meters, some longer ones go out there for 100 meters, and some for 150 meters, depending on the size of those cannons. These are original cannons. And these are original cannonballs. From those days haven't been preserved. Time has taken its toll. But today, all of this evening has been symbolism. And rituals are very important. And our ancestors, they knew the importance of ritual. So everybody, you take these stones. Before you cast it, if you haven't cast it already, you talk to them in your hand. Talk to these stones. And then you cast them. And when you cast them, you can turn your back and we can take our way back out again.
So what I hope that yeah, family, you know, the multitude, the pilgrimage has happened. The pilgrimage has happened. Not everybody is meant to go to the pilgrimage. You know, we just had a brother and sister that went there. Literally, a brother and sister from here in America was 105 years old. The brother was 101. So they took heed to the voice that had to go back to Africa. There was no video. Y'all didn't see no video. Okay, so there was no video. Hold 1 second. If y'all want to, let me do that again. Let's do it again. Because hey, we can go ahead and share. Let me make sure. I'm not sure why it didn't show. Let me know if you see this right here. I'll go back and play this in its entirety. So can you see my screen now? The young man right there before you. Give me a 1 or a yes if you see him. Okay. Yes, you do. All right. So I'll play that again. You know, no problem. We'll play that again. I'll play this. It's like 9-minute video. We'll play that again. Let me make sure I do that. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen. Okay, good.
You are missing on a lot.
Hold on 1 second.
It's Anthony Boydie. I'm a tour guide here at Cape Coast Castle, and as you can see for yourselves, what is happening here is very massive. We had a massive influx of our brothers and sisters from the diaspora to Cape Coast Castle. And as you can see for yourselves, there is the African Diaspora Development Institute here at Cape Coast Castle. If you are not here, you are missing on a lot. Please come here. Let's all reconnect with our ancestral heritages. Thank you very much. See you this December, Ghana, 2021. Thank you very much.
The choice that we made to come here. But guess what? It wasn't our choice. You were chosen. A whole lot of people want to be here. A whole lot of people got the money. A whole lot of people had the intention. But to be in this number, you have to be chosen.
I want to point out a couple things. The size of your group, you can see the people out here is only a portion of the people that actually came on the buses. So within a couple of hours, maybe less than an hour, the group has already become smaller because of circumstances. But here's what I'd like to point out to you. Everything that Rabbi has said is absolutely true. I'm 78. My senior brothers just told me he's 81. And I want you to understand, and I may get in trouble for saying this, but I don't really care.
I mean that.
I've asked the young people that stand here with me to impress upon each of us as adults. Make a solemn oath to yourself that when you go back through this door, you will realize that these events are not about us. They're about the great-great-grandchildren of the children that are standing here. There's no future that shapes itself. The future is shaped by what we do today and tomorrow. So we can put it out of our minds, put our egos aside, and recognize that we are the servants of the generations that have yet to be born, and these young people will be our agents if we do our job. Otherwise, we're just talking and there's no future. Just stop talking about it. So unless we do something different and recognize that this is about the great-grandchildren of the children standing here, it's not even about them. It's about future generations. They're the best hope we have that those future generations are going to be anything. Nana and I are not going to live forever, and neither is anybody else standing here. Sure. So if we don't put our focus on what needs to be done by us to lay the groundwork for the young people to continue developing those things, we are just talking, and we might as well just go home and watch reruns or Netflix episodes or whatever we want. So that's my story to you. I will work. I'm promising you guys, I'm going to work to see to it as best I can. And so is Rabbi, and so is Nana, to see that you have a future that is free of all of these things that we're talking about right now. And so as long as I'm alive, and you know I'm still alive, and somebody told you I'm still alive, you know I'm working for you. That's a promise. I'll shake.
So once again, Nana Nom, Wasabaremba, Nana Pra, you will lead us through. And right hand, I have returned. Right hand. And also, you see the work that was being done here with the sea. That's part of the climate change, when the erosion is happening with the sea. And they're doing this project to protect these editors against the sea erosion. That's part of what you see with these buildings up here, these cranes around here. The reality of climate change, yes. Right hand, I have returned. Last hand, turning to the left up on that boardwalk.
Check on the person next to you, make sure they're doing okay. Thank you. It's hot here.
I have returned. What did I track?
I have returned. I've returned. I'm going to.
Okay, all right, thank you, dear.
Yes.
And throw some rocks and chase the colonizer spirit out of the continent. And believe that it can work. You know, one of the greatest stories in the Bible about uneven odds was David taking a slingshot and a stone and slaying Goliath. And this is like a battle of David and Goliath. We ain't got the slingshot, but we got the stone. So we can throw these stones and make our arms a slingshot. So it's across these waters. These cannons are facing this sea because this is where they used to hold off other competitors who wanted to come and take control of the territory, not to abolish slavery, but to continue it in their own interest. So these cannons are facing this sea. They got different sizes. Those cannonballs that can go out there for 50 meters, some longer ones go out there for 100 meters, and some for 150 meters, depending on the size of those cannons. These are original cannons, and these are original cannonballs. From those days, having been preserved, time has taken its toll. But today, all of this evening has been symbolism, and rituals are very important. And our ancestors, they knew the importance of ritual. So everybody, you take these stones. Before you cast it, if you haven't cast it already, you talk to them in your hand. Talk to these stones, and then you cast them. And when you cast them, you can turn your back, and we can take our way back out again. Talk to them in your hand, and then cast your stones.
Yeah.
Right, right. That's right. That's right.
All right, fam. So I hope y'all enjoy that right there. There is a migration going on. Not everybody's been called. You know, not everybody's been called. There is a multitude of people that are hearing the spirit, that it's having to go back to Africa in order to fulfill that what is within themselves in order for them to move forward. This ain't by chance, coincidence, or accident that this is happening at this moment in time. That Africa is opening up, whether it's Ghana, who now is recognizing that, you know, the diaspora, those who were actually the ancestors who were sent over, or some were sold into slavery, some were stolen, some by gunpoint, whatever, that they are wanting to open the door to invite diasporans in. Whether you want to talk about Senegal, Sierra Leone, whatever, the western side of Africa, a lot of these countries who still have the so-called monuments, the dungeons, the castles, if you will, that these still exist erect. That there are those here in America that you got the youth, some of these youth now following this idiotic rhetoric talk of garbage that slavery never happened. That we should be a people to be able to witness for ourselves, to go back to see. Is it real or is it not? But the spiritual connotation, the spiritual impact that it will have. Now, those two brothers that I know, the chief, the light-skinned one that had the wrappings of the cloth on, him, and then the rabbi, I personally know those guys, sat and broke bread with those guys. They lived there, been there for years. And then you see the multitude of people that was there. There are people who are coming to Africa 3, 4, 5 times out of the year in droves. But you ain't going to find it on main media. You're not going to find people with YouTube channels like mine that's going to show that. Because very few people have YouTube channels or what have you to be able to share with the world. The group that I went with 5 years ago to Ghana, it is only me and another brother who has a YouTube channel, and he has a small YouTube channel. Go Ham. He has a YouTube channel. Check him out. Go Ham, HAM, I think it is, Sierra Leone or something like that. I can't remember. I think it's vlogs or something like that. His is Sierra Leone. His connection Sierra Leone. He does tours of Sierra Leone. But I'm saying this is for those who have been chosen. That means that voice that you hear deep within that's been calling you. Because like the rabbi was saying and the chief was saying, was that this is not about you. See, some people are going in for the means of another passport. See, they were called to do that. There might be that day that we don't even know what tomorrow brings, that might come in handy for them and theirs. It might be the escape passage for them to get to someplace else. Something happens or whatever, or it gives them a freedom of travel or whatever it may be. Whatever it is, we don't know. But the question of it is, are you doing it for yours? Are you going to go so that you can set the record straight within your family? Your children, your grandchildren, that you can stand proud and say, I've been to motherland. You can't tell me what Africa's like. I know for myself, and let me educate you. Or take them with you. So down it tears down the mindset of a depiction of what the world tells you what Africa is, when the people could see that it ain't like that. When you see people who are walking about in peace and in love, and your children who has been bombarded here in America, in Canada, in Europe to destroy one another, have this attitude of self-disrespect, that your children can see how Black people carry on Africa in a total different light, that they will know that there's something more than just the behavior here in America. That you blow your child's mind, your grandchildren's mind. Y'all saw the little kids that were there? Oh, people take their kids and grandkids to Africa. Why? As an educational means, as a spiritual means, as a mentality means, in order to change this whole garbage about the way we have been raised in these countries. And then people think that we're talking about move to Africa. That's only for those who's been called at this set time and this appointed time to do such a thing. My hat's off to those who have moved to Africa. For these people here, and some don't even realize it. We see the arguing, the fighting, whether it's the diaspora with each other, whether it's Africans with the diaspora with the Africans. You see some of these channels that all of this arguing, bickering. But you know what? It's all in God's plan. It's all in God's plan. The Most High, it's all in the Most High's plan, and nobody can stop it. For whatever shall be, will be. Because my hat's off to those who do have the YouTube channels, just to give you a taste of what is. Whether it's the THC, the Happy Companion in Gambia, check his channel out, showing you a taste. Where's the Bag family right there in Gambia? Check their channel out. Those two right there. I mean, hey, they're showing you two different sides. Bag family, a husband and a wife in their 50s, moved to Africa with their children. And if you knew their story and the struggle they went through, a beautiful story of a Black man and a Black woman and their Black children who went to Africa, and they said they made the best decision ever. See, they my age, and I know what I've gone through in America, And I know what Africa offers. They made it a permanent residence for them to go ahead and do for theirs. Bought what, 40 acres and a mule? Well, they ain't got a mule, but they bought a lot of land and they showing y'all little by little they building in the vision that they have. And now their children don't want to come back to America. They staying, they grown adults. Must speak something to somebody. That's profound. That's profound when you see the youth don't want to come back to America. Why? What you mean? Why don't y'all want to go back to America? You mean, come on, they got all the weed that you can smoke for freely, even though they got that in Africa. But I'm saying they got the crime, they got the drama, they got all this in America. You mean you don't want to come back? You want to? So apparently there is something different than when you see the youth want to stay in Africa and they ain't running back. When you see the Blacksett family there that came from the UK, and you hear our sister's story of how they degraded her and her son and put the sign of nigger on the back of his shirt, walking around the schools, mistreating him. She made the news and they're talking about how the injustice, inequalities, and the prejudice and all the pain that they went through from the UK. And she moved her family down, and her husband, her and Hadrian moved their family down to go ahead and get themselves reacquainted in the motherland and doing great things, tying in with the country, getting in with the diplomatic side of the house, making moves and all that, doing their businesses. See, I can overlook all the talks and all that, right? See, I don't focus myself on that. The negativity is going to be there. The question of it is that can you see the movement of what's happening beneath your nose? You see, when I want to show you. See, I got a picture here. Some of y'all watched probably my other video. The spirit of Harriet Tubman. That spirit's been around of freedom. That is Yeshua right there. See, we think man is the one always doing stuff. It ain't man, it's the spirit that's within man that's been trying since the beginning of times to bring a people to a freedom. Some people up here, I don't go down there. No, I'm not going to go down there. But I'm saying that spirit has always been to bring an enlightenment, to bring one into the fullness of what righteousness of the Almighty really is, to bring you into a place of peace. And for he or she, whoever wants to receive it, can receive it freely. Then you have the family members in Ghana, the YouTubers, the expats' life in Ghana, they're giving you an idea of what's going on there in Ghana, how they navigate through the issues they have, the greatness that Ghana has and all that right there, the beautifulness that's going on there in Ghana. Then you have there, like I said, in Sierra Leone, whether it is, my brother taking people there to going taking people to Sierra Leone because there's people who are connected, if you will, in that area, or taking tours, whatever, or whether you want to say that is the search for Huru, Donna Samir, who's doing this right here. Props out to Donna Samir, because you know what? He was one in the forerunners before anybody was talking about that, and he was doing for people. My brother Bomani, who does tours, who's been doing it for 16 years, way before then you search for Uru, who's been bringing people and showing Africa that Africa is for the Africans, that there has been many of people along the way before this whole YouTube started, that has been bringing people to Africa, people getting a taste of Africa. Spirituals is being renewed, their minds is being renewed, being refreshed, so where they can go ahead and get re-engaged into the trueness of what life is about. Ripping down the layers, ripping down the walls of all of this garbage that we've been taught, in order for you to be realigned spiritually back to the oneness of the Almighty. This is a spiritual journey. This ain't no physical journey. Because if a 105-year-old woman and a 101-year-old man can take a trip to Ghana last year, you know that was spiritual, not physical. Like the chief said, is right here. See, there's a whole lot of talking going on. See, that's one thing I can say, is that there's a lot of people out here just like to talk, but there's no walk. People like to talk all this stuff, but nobody ain't doing. I mean, very few people are doing anything, but that's okay. That's in the plan. Why? Because only you who's been hearing this within your spirit, how can you hear in the spirit? Because you already know you one of the chosen ones. You ought to feel special because very few receive the message. Then when you talk about, whether it was Ghana, whether it was Sierra Leone, whether it's Liberia, I can go down the countries I've been to. And then if I go in the East, my brother right there, Ejwa Kwesi, check out his YouTube channel, or excuse me, check out his website, Kemet New, KEMETNU. Went on his tour. He ripped open Egypt. He'd been doing that for 35 years. Him and his wife, Marion, has been doing that for 35 years, taking groups of Black people to Africa. And a lot of you all ain't even budged. Y'all never knew the migration was on. It ain't just Muslims going to Mecca. Africa's our Mecca. It's the Mecca. This ain't something about, I'm just talking about, he's just talking garbage. You better wake up. There's a movement been going on for years. And when I woke up about 6-7 years ago, I said, why not get the memo on this? Where the heck have I been? I didn't know people were going back to Africa. My brother David, I did an interview with David. If you look at my interview, he's living right there in Ghana. He'd been in Africa for 35 years. I said, my God, where have I been? And then I'm running across these expats that have been living their life. Oh, yeah, brother. Then I'm getting introduced to all these people. Yeah, I've been here 20 years. I've been here 15 years. I've been here 30 years. What? Where the heck would I been? Y'all didn't send no memo back for us. Hey, you was just sleep. That's all. You was just sleep. Now you're awake. Welcome home, brother. And that's all I hear every time I go to Africa. Welcome home, especially on the West Coast, because they know the story. Many people think that I hate Ghana. No, I'm going to tell you this right here. If you want to go back to Africa, because they got a direct flight to Ghana, go to Ghana first. It's a rich history that you can at least see. I'll be doing tours too in Ghana too. So, look out. My webpage is going to be out here the mid part of this month, January. My webpage is going to be out. I'm looking at trying to set up some tours on the West and East Coast as well. Even for those out there who wants to do advertisement for your business, it'll be on my website. You can also reach out to me there to do that. But I'm saying Africa can make way for you. Who would have ever thought that my interest of the love that I have for Africa and that love Africa has for me, that I would have started a YouTube channel at the age of 54? I started this channel. 117,000 subscribers. I only asked for one. Because I'm taking on the spirit that the spirit's within me of the Savior is to save the people, save the mindset. Because I already see what's going on here in daggone America. We got to get the people out of here. Why? Because this system is so twisted in one way that everybody's mindset, their spirits are stuck in a place. We got to remove them, pick them up. And why do I say Africa? Because Africa's the original place. I can easily say, go down to South America or one of the Spanish-speaking places, whatever, this and that. There are people who live there. But I'm saying the first stop you should do is go back to the place where all has started from. The original place of where you can go see people look like you who is doing it. Because ain't gonna be no connection when you go down to Mexico. You go down to Mexico, black people go move down to Mexico, to each his own. I mean, ain't got nothing wrong with that whatsoever. I don't care if it was a white country. If you feel like you're going to be treated better in another country than what you're getting treated here, or be respected as at least the black man or woman that you are, and you're able to reach your full potential and providing and giving, I ain't got no problem with that. But if you are ashamed to go back to Africa because of what somebody told you or what you saw on TV, and you don't feel like you got no connection, that the DNA that runs through your blood, that the spirits of your ancestors where you come from the lineage of, I think you ought to rethink that. Because here it is, you come from a line of people who's gone through a struggle. When I asked this question right here, I was like, if you had to come back, I'm going to ask this right here, for real. I want y'all to answer this question right here. If you had to come back again into this earth after your passing through this dimension, would you come back white or black? Leave your answer right there in the chat. Would you come back black or white? You know, I had to ask myself that question. And you know what I love? What I love, see, people saying black, some say, wow, haha, would you come back? Black or white? Someone said brown, whatever color you want to say, black, brown, whatever you want to call yourself, this all right. We know the skin color is brown, but we know that the shade even gets darker. But we also know that we come out of that though. Now, the reason, why would you come back black again? I had to ask myself that question. I said, most definitely. Do you know why I said that? There's no way I would want to come back as white, as the country that I know or the world that I know today. There's just no way. Because of the fact that I was a man placed against all odds, that I got to a place that I was able to rise up and win. Nothing was given to me on a silver platter. Nothing was handed to me at all. The odds were all placed against me and you. And what I found was that Almighty that was in me that made it that much more easier to be able to navigate me through this game of life, that I was able to kick it in his ass. Matter of fact, I'm more privileged than those who think they run the world, because there is one that runs this universe. But so that then now I'm saying that I ain't speaking to those who wants to, disagree with what I'm saying or all right there. You have your space. This channel is not for you. All I'm saying is that for those who have been hearing and wondering and just have thoughts, have questions, or maybe Africa has been on the spirit, I'm telling you, you're being called. And you can ignore the call all day long. But guess what? In God's plan. See, when the Creator has a plan, you can fight all day long. You can resist all day long. Lord knows I resisted on many of things and then succumbed after a certain amount of time and be like, why didn't I do this years ago? Because there again, this ain't even about you. You are a conduit being used for others. Somebody sent me an email and said, with a link or something, I didn't even watch it, but it said that, Africa in 20 years will be colonized. And you don't think America's colonized right now? You don't think most of this world is colonized? So you see, this is the blindness that people have that think where they are, that they have it better. Colonized? America's colonized. Canada's colonized. Look at the countries that are colonized. What does colonization mean? It's to take on a system, to take on a mindset, to take on a spirituality of a false mentality, a false sense of a spirituality, a false system. This is a system of man, not the spirit of the Almighty. Colonized. Africa is going to be colonized in another, recolonized, would say, recolonized in another 20 years. Ain't nobody can colonize me. You can't colonize me. That's just like, you trying to tell me that if America says that, you know what, okay, all men gonna be women starting from here on out, you can't make me into what you want me to be. I got to give that up. There were our ancestors who gave up their freedom and became slaves. Now, some people argue against that. But what I'm saying, it was their drive and will to live for whatever it was, God's plan. It might have been living the next day for their children. Having a plan, a scheme to be able to get over by the moment of the shackles on their feet and the shackles around their neck, that they were going to be willing to fight to stay alive, to survive. However, which way, it was the choice that they made. And guess what? If it wasn't for them, majority of us wouldn't be here. If all of them jumped off the ship and died because of a heroic move of not wanting to go into slavery, guess what? I wouldn't be here and you wouldn't be here. Africa would still be there. Now, maybe Africans come over, whatever it might be, but I'm talking about for the majority of who knows their history of where they stemmed from and started when they came across the shores over into the land of America. But see, nobody wants to talk about that. We want to argue about whether slavery was real or not, or you want to be native and not. I'm not African, I'm American, and all right there. To each of your own, because you weren't called. But there are those who are called because of a spiritual journey that is happening beneath your nose that you don't even see. And I hope you enjoyed the video that I saw, because there are people on the ground who's been here for years who are embracing and bringing in and ushering in the people for them to see the disconnect of what you were told through our history of Africa and his story in the countries that you are, that it was just about getting on this boat and you know nothing else after that. That we fell into the lie of thinking we are some helpless, weak people who don't know nothing. Because like I said before, if you think you're going to Africa with your ego to fix Africa, you need to just stay right where you are. But if you're willing to be humble enough to go to Africa and become the watcher of the spirit of those who are there and learning, you might learn something. Now, I ain't talking about, because you got garbage over there too. You got people over there who act certain ways. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about as a whole of a unit. Because Africa got its problems too. Ain't nothing perfect. And Africa needs to wake up to a whole lot of stuff that it still colonizes its own mentalities and said, but I'm talking about in the difference of where you coming out from, out of the land of evil into a land of the milk and honey, where you're going to find that, wow, I never saw anything different than what I know from where I came. How does all of these Black people can operate in a unison together, whether it's going into work or in their places, and they still are operating still in peace? They're functioning on a day-to-day basis beyond that what we're so used to here in these Western countries, arguing, bickering, biting, and debating. This new thing phase now that we're in, the Black man against the Black woman and the Black woman against the Black man. It's all destructive. It's all destructive. But I'm thankful for those who received the call, that they're willing to disconnect, sever the umbilical cord of a Western world to be able to go back and plant themselves spiritually into a continent, into the bosom, into the womb of the Almighty, to be rebirthed with a new mindset and a spirit so that they can rise up and share with theirs. See, this food I'm laying out before you all, not everybody can chew on it. And not everybody's going to be willing to swallow it. There are going to be those who's going to hear it and they're going to be like, psst. And there's going to be those out there and say, this tastes very familiar. And there are those who are going to swallow and say, this is very digestible. I see, I hear with a spiritual eye and ear that this is what this brother has been talking about, going back to Africa. Not to go buy some house and buy some land and go get your. That's just if that's what you want to do. We're talking about a spiritual freedom. Because our youth are in trouble. And when I say youth, I'm talking about everybody beneath me, 55 and younger. It is amazing of those that I see that even in the 50s and 40s that are just misguided. That took on the mindset of a Western world. That are so blind that they operate in a fashion that is so destructive, they don't realize they're killing their own. I'm about to post the video of the brother who and the sister that were arguing, and he picks up the gun, cocks it, while she's still yelling at him. Want to prove her point. And that he's so blind to see that he actually picked up a gun and cocked it towards his own woman. That he's ready to take her life. This is where we at today. This is where we at. Because we're so focused on following those who going straight to the pit of a damn fire. The Hollywood. Everybody wants to be just like Hollywood. And I see the rest of the world want to be like America. It's sickening. It's so sickening. Makes me cringe when I go into these other countries and I see that the media has taken over and that people don't even realize what's going to happen by the youth listening and watching this garbage. But everybody wants to be like damn Erica. Because damn Erica, she is a beast. Oh yeah, everybody wants a piece of her. Everybody thinks she's going to bring you fame and glory. Everybody wants a piece that they think that they can take and live this different life. Which is dangerous. But you go to Africa though. See, very few people that we see, there is a migration. There is a call that people are going. They're going back to the motherland. They ain't going to see how much more money they're going to make. They're going because of a spiritual call to reconnect with what's been displaced, with how they've been displaced, that connection that has been severed. Think you want that from damn Erica? Oh no, there's people fighting to come to damn Erica. They about, let me get that money. Oh, you can come all day long if you want. But I guarantee you this right here. You're going to probably lose your marriage. You're going to lose who you are. You're going to set down any type of spirituality that you have. You're going to put that aside. And guess what? Your children might just turn and wind up changing their genders. That's what damn Erica is welcoming you into. She has her skirt and says, come get some of me. That's what damn Erica's doing. And many people get caught in that. But when I say, look, rise up, go on a journey, go to Mecca, which is Africa, go to the motherland and sit still. Take your feet off because you're on holy ground. Take your feet off. Because you're standing on holy ground. Because when you stand on that ground, I'm telling you right now, what y'all seeing when I was showing you that Cape Coast, the dungeons and all right there, it is a moving experience. You can't hold back the tears or the emotions. I thought I was strong. And I fought and fought because, our lovely sisters who are so close to the Almighty in the connection of the feminine spirit side, they couldn't contain themselves being there. They were saying they smell from 400 years ago, 500 years ago. They were sensing the spirits of ancestors. They were reconnecting with what was going on. Most of us brothers, we were like, huh? But I connected with, I was like trying to fight back, because the thing of it is that it is a moving experience going back through to reconnect. Can you imagine you being taken away? You and yours. You imagine somebody just take your child away, off, gone, and you looking for them. Amber alert, Amber alert, Amber alert. Yo, Amber alert. Yeah, they got the Amber alert today. And now all of a sudden, now you sitting around here waiting on your baby to come back. And then eventually, because your baby went and was taken to another country, they begin to think they was a European, Australian, Mexican. They begin to, because they were brought and raised into a place that changed their whole identity. And then one day, for whatever reason, they rise up and say, I got to go back. I got to go back, because there is something that flows through me that I know have originated. And then when you go back, what happens from there? You know, my thing is that go back to Africa. I've been given this job. I never knew it. I never asked for it. Little did I know that the 6 years ago, when I was between 5 and 6 years ago, this is a new year now, but that I would be doing this, motivating and encouraging people, bringing awareness up, putting shame on a country that we live in, and trying to wake people up and bring people up out of it. And so I understand that same spirit of salvation or savior, what you want to call it, to try to wake people up and say, look, don't follow them. Some say Yeshua, some say Jesus, some say all that right there. But when you really look at the spirit of it, I mean, it's the same thing, the same old thing. Bringing one out of where they are in order for them to be free in their spirit and their mind. And some that are handicapped and all right there can be set free in their bodies. This is the same thing. And whether you want to call it Pan-Africanism, whether you want to talk about Harriet Tubman and Frederick Douglass or Marcus Garvey, whether you want to talk about, the Honorable Muhammad, Elijah Muhammad, whether you want to talk about whomever you want to talk about, it's still trying to bring people and wake people up. But guess what? Damn Erica ain't gonna do that. You think damn Erica is gonna talk about the ways of herself? No. That's why you've seen I put a video up showing those 3 white people who are talking about their own culture. There's a spirit that will guide you, sometimes people, into saying things so that others can really see truth. Because sometimes when we say it, we don't believe until they say it. And when they tell you there's something wrong with our culture and the way we are, we like to use people. We like to go around and we like to enslave people. We like to go ahead and just dominate the world, and we just mess everything. See, when you have them say that, you need to hear that. And that's what I'm going to do, is continue to expose damn Erica, that hopefully your eyes will see, even if you're in Canada, either you're in UK, whether you're in Europe or Australia, whether you're in South America, Mexico, whether you're in the Central Americas, whether you're over in Asia, or whether you're in Japan and China, you can sit there and run away from what you believe that you are all day long. But I know that you truly know that they don't look at you as equal. You already know that. Though they might welcome you in and sit you at their dinner table, you already know. You ain't marrying my daughter. unless you got more benefits than I got. You can have my daughter, you know, because people think just because you go to a country and people welcome you in and sit you at the table and then, oh yeah, you know, oh yeah, he wants me to hook up with his daughter, this and that. Yeah, your China daughter, your Japan daughter, your Asian daughter, whatever it might be, whatever. You know what? You are more valuable with your green card than your color of your skin. In a lot of that. That's why I say you got to be careful when you be traveling internationally and you think people are friendly because you got way more to offer to them for a means of an escape that they think damn Erica is the place to be. Because I heard people and I see people with videos in these other countries and they swear up and down they're treated equal. Really? Oh, for real? Okay. Let's see if you are allowed to marry. If they have more of a benefit for you than that. What do I mean by that? They already got they already got their green card or they got their access to come to America. Number one, if they got that, okay, we can put that now on the carpet. Now, okay, man, maybe we can talk about, oh, now I can marry, you want me to marry your daughter or whatever. You consider me to be as equal as you, even though I don't even like that word. I don't even like equal. I think it was a setup word. And I believe Malcolm X should have never used the word equal. How is it when we have the highest standard back then? We're talking about back then. We were a people of a high standard of spirituality, morality, ethics. And then you're going to say we need to raise up to where you are lower in spirituality, you are lower in ethics and moral and spirituality and morality, and you want see. We got to be careful when we start to size our think we have achieved according to what they say the bar is. I've said this before and I keep correcting people. America keeps saying the sky's the limit. Africa, there is no limit. You can go beyond the sky. The sky is the limit? You mean a limit? Yeah, damn America's right. According to where you are, who you are, what you look like, there is a limit in place for you. There's a limit. But I say, you go into your own house. Come on, you know how it is. Come on now. Come on now. You know how it is. How many of you all has been gone from home for so long? I don't care if it's your grandmom, your parents, or whoever, and then you decide you want to go back during the Christmas holidays or Thanksgiving, whatever you celebrate and stuff like that, and you have this welcome home celebration. They ain't seen you in years. They welcome you around the big table, all the good food and everything, and the celebrations on, and you have this feeling that you have been missed and that you have been missing out. Ain't no different, y'all. When I showed y'all my video with Tiffany Haddish and her welcome home, and I put my welcome home celebration, and I showed my video of my naming ceremony of how you are looked upon and treated when you are welcomed back into the motherland. See, it's amazing that people want to talk about Africa, but don't realize Africa, whether you want to say opportunities, are limitless. When you don't connect with family and stuff like that, there is something within you that has been limited. When you don't know who you come from or where you come from. Some people say, I don't care. I don't care. Oh, for real? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You really don't care. Well, okay. You don't need to, I ain't talking to you. But to reconnect where you originated will bring such a powerful healing that will open you up to I'm opening the lines up right here. I'm gonna allow a couple callers in. Let me know what you think. Anybody feeling the spirit of understanding what I'm saying? Because this is not about going to Africa physically. This is spiritually, because you know how it is. You know when it's like you have a brand new knowledge, a brand new experience that you share with your kids, that you have set a course now for your kids to be able to go in and have a total different perspective of what's really the key. I'm gonna put the link right here in the chat. And for those who wants to, let me know what you think. What are your thoughts? You could come in. We got about 25, 30 minutes, and we're going to chop it up, because this channel is going to speak about, its freedom and its healings for our people. I'm not going to have a channel of drama and argue and debate and all that right there. So if you're going to call in, it ain't about trying to use your head knowledge and arm wrestle it with somebody else's. Because see, just like this chat, just read through the chat of the conversations that are happening. And find those who will even get your spirit off of topic to talk about a cyborg conversation while you're missing out on a nugget that can free you and take you to the next level. We got somebody coming in. What's up there, Bryn? Is it Bryn? You're on mute. Okay, we're going to go to our sister Sabuda.
Hello.
Hey, sister, how are we doing today?
Listen, I just want to say this. I've been following you for a long time. And what I feel in here that, yeah, I'm going to Africa, I'm going to experience, explore. And by me seeing you segment after segment after segment, I was like, wow, I got to go and visit. And I just want to thank you. Thank you for being who you are. Thank you, my brother. I feel that close to you, what you talking, what you say. And then looking at some of these comments online that like don't make any sense of, of what you're doing here, not what you're trying to do, what you're doing and what you have done. Mm-hmm. I feel good about it right in here. And I'm so glad that you're on here, that, you're telling the truth, the real truth, and people have to go and see for themselves. I know a few families in Africa, and I speak with them. It's not every day. It's like, like a little bit every now and then. But I am going to Ghana.
Okay.
Definitely going to Ghana. I'm definitely going. I'm going to explore. I'm going to Cape Coast. I'm going everywhere that I can go. And I just, like I said, I want to thank you so much. Thank you, brother. Thank you for you putting this word out here, for you being the people, I'm just overwhelmed right now. And thank you for allowing me to be on to speak. And like I said, don't stop doing what you're doing, brother. I'm right here with you. Every time you're on, that bell ring, ding, excuse me, grandkids, be quiet. Sit over that way.
Yeah.
Listen. And I appreciate, I just want to let you know.
Thank you. I appreciate you too. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. You have a blessed day. Yeah. it's people like that I continue to do what I do, because I know that, our brothers and sisters out here are looking for something different. I mean, it's one of the things that is in me that I feel as though that I've been called to put this word out, to have a people to reconnect with the Most High, to be able to reconnect with the continent, and able to bring a people to a total different mindset, a total different spirituality in where they are. Now, let me say this right here. When I say spirituality, I ain't talk about religion. In order for one to rise up into their rightful place, you're going to have to destroy everything that you have wholeheartedly believed in and start from scratch. That's tough for some people. But I'm thankful for Sister, Abuda. I appreciate you just for at least appreciating me. And I know there are many people out here like that. I'm gonna put the link back out here too, family, for those who wants to come in, who let me know what you think. Even those who may have a different look of wants to have a dialogue with me. Some people might be a little confused of why Africa, my brother, or I don't understand what this thing is, this and that. Hey, I am man enough. This is your man, not your boy, to have conversation with those who don't see what I see. I don't like to use the words disagree and agree. We are all in a different light and everybody sees differently. And I don't expect a man to have an understanding of where I stand. If we can get past the agreeing and the disagreeing and say, do I see what they see? Because disagreement means I don't see what you see based upon my head knowledge of what I was taught or experienced. I don't have that in here to see it. Let's go on to the next guest who's coming in. Amina T, or is that, what's that?
Aminat.
Aminat.
How are you?
I am doing great, my sister. How are you doing?
I'm great. Well, I'm going back to Mama Africa in July.
Oh, great. I'm
going to
right.
Egypt.
Okay.
I'm going to Dr. Ashra Akwesi and Dr. Mira Akwesi's educational tour.
Ooh, you about to you haven't been on one yet?
No, I haven't. And actually,
Ooh.
I was looking to go on Dr. Rashidi's educational tour.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he's now an ancestor.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I said, I think I better do it now. Now is the perfect time. I was supposed to go decades ago. I was dissuaded from going. I think because, it was actually my mother, God rest her soul. She dissuaded me from going, but I had the calling back then. I was in my early 30s about going, and she dissuaded me from going. But now, everything happens for a reason and a season. And when the opportunity arises, we have to embrace it and just do it, because today is not promised, and nor is tomorrow. So I'm so excited. I don't know what to do with myself. I'm so excited.
Well, let me say this right here, my sister. You guys definitely have made a great choice on going on Ezra Kwesi and Miriam's tour. Like I said, get ready for a intense, great teaching of Egypt. And I'm telling you, it's A1, it's top notch. You're treated with royalty. You get to see the truth for what it's worth. And when you leave, you will not be the same. I'm telling you, it is an awesome, awesome. I hate to say tour, because even he'll tell you if
It's
you
more
came here to
profound
relax.
than that.
Yeah, he'll tell you if you came here to relax.
He
This is a
did.
vacation. Hey, nah, this is about setting your spirit straight, getting your mind and your spirit right to receive what is beyond what we were told in this whole scheme of things. And the last thing I'll say about his tour that he has is that It is from the top of Egypt to the bottom, and you explore every nook and cranny and crack of it. It
And
ain't
that's
just about them
exactly what I
three.
want.
Yeah, and you're gonna get it. You gonna get it.
I spoke to Dr. Kwesi, and he told me, he said, you'll never be the same. And I said, good, because this is a long time coming. And thankfully, a lot of our ancestors, Dr. Barashango, J.A. Rogers, Dr. Clark, Dr. Ben, Dr.
Mhm,
Van Sertima, they
mhm.
have Dr. Sheikh Antadio, they've left so many gems behind. We have to take advantage of the opportunity and really learn who we really are. Maybe it was spiritually reawaken us so that we can step in back into the oneness of who we are as a people.
Yeah,
Thank you for all that you're doing, brother. Thank you for all that you're doing.
thank you.
Peace and blessings to you and all your journeys and your family. Have a
Same to you.
blessed one.
You too, sister. I appreciate you, and peace and blessings to you.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. All right. So hey, our sister there, she's gonna be going on a journey, and my channel is about promoting others too as well. Please, by all means, check out Kemet New, KEMETNU. If you want to delve into, especially those who are into the Bible, maybe those who are into the Quran, and you know about Egypt, or you heard about Egypt and you think Egypt is one way, whatever, please check out Ezra Kwesi and his beautiful wife, Miriam, and what they have been doing for over 35 years of showing who Egypt really is, the heartbeat of Africa, beyond than what we know. And so I'm going to say, check that out right there. Kiswahili Worldwide. How we doing, brother?
Mzuri Sana, thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it. I want to thank you for what you do, brother, because a lot of people just really don't know. And I like the fact that you go around the continent. Me, I've only really had the pleasure of going to Kenya. I've been to Kenya repeatedly, but now I think next month I'm gonna go to Tanzania and spread out a little bit.
Mhm.
But one thing you said maybe about 15 minutes ago that I really liked, as far as a lot of these people who do not identify as being African and they're in denial. I'm all about unity, but those type of people, you kind of gotta just let them do them, because if somebody is in the ocean and they're drowning and you jump in the ocean and you say, "Let me save you," and they say, "I'm swimming," then y'all both gonna drown. And so for those of the people who might be sitting on the fence, I would say go to Africa. Don't listen to what anybody else say. There's an expression in Kenya: is things are different on the ground. It's definitely there. I don't care how many YouTube videos you watch, but when you go to Africa, you will never be the same. You will be less American when you get back. I guarantee it.
Most definitely. Well, I appreciate it, brother. What part of Kenya, man, you visit?
Well, the first time I went to Mombasa, and
Okay.
I've been to Diani, but my main stomping ground is Nairobi.
Nairobi. Okay. Okay. All right. Beautiful city, man. And I tell you, Nairobi, man, they grow in leaps and bounds. I mean, they doing things in Nairobi. I
Yeah,
mean,
definitely.
most definitely. So, but I appreciate you, brother, coming in. Keep doing what you're doing. And hey, I wish you all the best, man, in your endeavors and your travels, man. And let me know, man, what you up to, man. And next time you're there in Kenya, or if you go to Tanzania, holla at me and let me know.
All right, definitely.
Okay. All
All
right.
right.
Peace and blessings to you, brother.
Yep, kwaheri kwa sasa.
All right. Listen to him. He's speaking Swahili like a bug, boy. All right. Peace and blessings, man. Hey, so we're going to pass it on to Tahuti. Tahuti in the house. What's happening, my brother?
Peace and light, good brother. I just want to let you know that you and many of the bloggers I see on YouTube, I just want to give you all y'all flowers, because me, myself, who originally was planning to relocate to Africa because I have a background in cryptocurrency, and I feel like maybe we can solve some problems by incorporating a new financial system that takes us away from the old banks and the old money. You know what I mean? I really had a whole thing planned out, but since my visa got here late, I was planning to park in Accra for a little bit. But with that whole mandate thing, prayerfully they'll kind of lift the, I guess pretty much how tough it is, that it's not going to be an issue for people to move forward. Hopefully by March, because I have rebooked my ticket for them. I still do plan to relocate to Africa because I feel like Africa is home. Being a
Yeah.
Black man in America, the mental space, the emotional space, and all the aspects that impact us, and our Black women as well, the whole Black, collective. I feel like it's not conducive to growth. There's a special type of peace and there's a special type of love and bonding and recommitting yourself to culture that, just speaking for me, I've done the work within about 5, 6, 7 years being under a Pan-African influence, and I feel like returning home is the best thing to do. I personally don't want to raise a family in America. I don't want to see my young man in a dress. I don't want my young daughter out here under these new age programming. I just feel like the time is enough. I think it's time for those who hear the call to split away from those who don't. And there
Yeah.
has to be a separation at this point because we're not going to get it together with those who want to stay in the main house. We got to head back home and till the fields and get the land together. Because Africa
Yeah.
is the future as well as the past and present. But somebody just got to put the word out, man. So I just wanted to give you your thanks for that, for all the work that you've been doing, that you're continuing to do. You're inspiring me and a lot of my people. I'm 35 that want to getting involved in ventures with Africa. That way we can create networks of influence between each other in the diaspora. That way we control our future, but using the tools out here now to get it done, especially with YouTube, because we can reach a lot of people like that. So that's it, man. I ain't got too much to say. I just wanted to give you your thanks for what you're doing. I follow you, I subscribe, along with others out here putting the work in. So just keep doing what you're doing, bro.
I appreciate you, brother.
There are people ready to head back as soon as possible.
All right, brother. Hey,
Trust.
let me know. Reach out. Hey, go back to Africa at gmail.com. Let me know, man, when you get back there to the motherland, man. Most definitely.
Okay, perfect. I'll probably be sending you something soon and talk some business, figure some things out. I want to expand these networks and get everybody where they can have a plate for themselves and everybody can just lead the way, man, because the door's about to shut. Just so much going on. This economy is messed up. That'll be another time for another show.
All right, no problem.
That's it, brother. I'm going to go ahead and head on now. Thank you for your
Okay,
time.
brother. You take care now.
Absolutely.
All righty. Who we got here? We have Judy.
Hello, go Brock.
Hello, how we doing?
I'm doing good. Go Brock. There is word that you said last time. When you step in Africa, you feel free. You feel your brain, and when you here, you feel every time you are carrying some baggage and your body is exhausted. Can you tell me, because you live in Western world and I'm in Western world? When you step in Africa, you feel everything is gone. But when you're here, you're carrying many things on your body.
Yeah, yeah. Now, where are you?
I'm in Germany.
You in Germany? Okay, okay, all
Yeah.
right. And so you're saying when you come back there, you feel the
I
weight.
feel everything when I step the land. I feel now the baggage is gone. No stress, nothing.
Yeah, yeah. You know what's so interesting is because that spiritual side of when when you come out of the belly of the beast, you
Mhm.
feel all like, man, wow, I don't have to perform at a place or feel as though that, I gotta stay this direction or that direction according to the society that you live
Yeah.
in, that these pressures that are
Yeah.
on you. And that,
Yeah.
because when you're living in these Western worlds,
Mhm.
they continue to change and move, righteous stays still.
But you feel like you have a pressure.
Yeah, but when you
Mhm.
live in these Western worlds where everything's constantly changing, there's so much confusion,
Mhm.
you don't know where you fit in at. You don't know how to, and it's the stress and the weight that we have to deal with. But when you go back to Africa, you become you again. It's just you, you know. You're not a black person. I tell people, you ain't no black person when you go to Africa. How you gonna be a black person in Africa? But as soon as you get off the plane and coming back to a Western world,
When you step the airport, you feel, oh, now I'm released. I don't know what was in my body.
yeah, yeah, oh yeah. It's like when I come back to America, and it's like my mindset goes to a place. It's like, okay, all right, you can't go over on this side or drive through here, or you better be
Yeah,
careful over
yeah,
here.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
all right, shoot. the cops saying over here, or you know, if you, it's like this whole garbage, this baggage
Yeah,
thing.
you are so confused and you're feeling in your body like something pressing you, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? You feel like something very heavy on your body, you are pressed. But when you step in African airport, those things, they are gone. Sometimes I think it's the sun. I don't know. Maybe I thought last time when we were talking with you, I thought it's the sun. Maybe I don't get much sun like in Africa. I don't know what is that. And I have asked many white people, what is this pressure that is here? I feel every time pressure.
They can't answer that.
They can't answer.
They home. They home. It's normal.
For them, them too. They have the same pressure, but the pressure, you don't understand where that pressure comes from.
Yeah, I mean, what part of Germany you in?
Munich.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, and like I was saying earlier, it's like, you know, like you were saying, the sun. I mean, you know, you are stuck in a place where it's cold, no sun, and it's gloom, it's doom, it's, you know, it has been so hard for me here in the last 2 weeks to to get back on my grind, if you will, and doing the videos and you know, it's like I gotta go south, so I'm gonna be headed south to where the sun is because I'm out of my element. I'm out of my element. So I mean, for real, I'm out tomorrow. I mean, y'all gonna see me. Watch, y'all gonna see me in Miami. Be like right here. I'm back in my sunlight, y'all.
But I'm telling you, go back. Even if someone give you much money, you are still having that pressure. Whatever you are having, the pressure is still there. But when I think you see the sun, you step in Africa or you see the sun, the pressure is gone slowly by slow. Oh, I think maybe it's white people to press us on the. I don't understand where the pressure comes from.
For me, I already know the pressures. It's the system that has been put in place to put on the shoulders of those that they who will not function or comply or submit to the ways of the system, it's pressure. So when you are in a state, a spiritual place, and you don't comply or you don't conform to the ways of a system, there will always be friction. You know, it's like you trying to save your children when they come home from school, you know, and you know, Serenity here, she'll tell you, man, I mean, it's like constantly. My friend here, they turn bi, this person turned back gay, this person here, and it's constantly that you are talking to your children, but they having these pressures to try to infiltrate within their spirit to have them to believe that this certain way that you could be what you want to be.
Yeah.
You know, you can change what you want to change. You can act a fool, act like you some little silly little thug or some little floppy little girl shaking you. So these are the pressures that we deal with on a day-to-day basis, and your spirit is wrestling. That's why it says that, you know, it's not flesh and blood that is warring. It's the spirit that you are wrestling. Your spirit is wrestling against the wrongness of this world. And that you know this, that when you can go into a place that don't have these so-called pressures of constantly trying to change and mold people's mindsets, their spiritual sets, you don't run across that much in Africa.
No. In Africa, it's free. You feel relaxed and the baggage is gone. The next day you feel, oh, now it's okay. Now I'm very okay. But when I'm in Europe, even if it's in Switzerland, I go and try in Switzerland, it's not working for me. So I'm feeling that pressure. It's coming to me, but it's a high pressure.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. I have tried in UK. It's the same. I feel the same pressure. It's everywhere. It's following me wherever I'm going.
Well, Judy, you should know why, because you have at least an example of the motherland.
Yeah.
To be able to weigh and balance the two, to see when in fact, if it will balance, I don't think it's going to balance. You're going to have Africa here and you weigh it up. Every African I have interviewed who lives abroad in the Western world will tell you they love coming home, but They go back to a country for the dollar. They have a life they established, they have grounded and rooted in, got their children connected in the schools and other things, their jobs and the commitments, but they cannot stop from coming home where they know. And they say, I'm saving my money, or I got some land, I'm gonna build my house, and then when I'm finished, I'm retired. See, these mindsets. When I retire,
I don't think it's mindsets go black because I was in Caribbean, but I was not feeling that way like here. I was in Cuba, I was feeling like I am in Africa. But here, when I go where there's white people, I feel every time pressure, like a crazy person.
That is the spirit.
And it makes you aggressive, you know?
Yeah.
You get aggression. And you know, the black people with the aggression, you know?
It is.
Yeah.
It's pressure. Pressure causes aggression. I mean, that's the friction. You know, I love using my pressure cooker. I do, because you can cook so quick. And that's, you know, that is the beautifulness of understanding that, you know, when you are in a place of Gethsemane, for those who know what I'm talking about, you know, that right there, you know, the place of pressure, that you have to make decisions. Do I want to sacrifice my peace to get a piece of this thing they call success and all this right here? Which one? I'll tell you this right here. When I was going through my divorce, I'll never forget this. Me and my ex was arguing over stuff. I didn't believe that she got a portion of what I believed I had worked so hard for. And she believed she did. For 2 weeks, sister, I tossed and turned and could not sleep. I'm tossing, turning, I'm mad. I got rocks in my jaw, and I'm saying that she don't deserve it, and all this right here. And one day, I was sitting at my barbershop, sitting in my chair, and all I heard was this right here. All I heard in my spirit was, how much does it cost for you to have a peace of mind? When I heard that, Judy, I got on the phone and I said, you can have that.
But peace of mind is the best.
And I gave it up. I gave it up. And I'll tell you, I finally realized that was my life lesson, to understand money and all this other stuff you can have, but there are people who will spend millions of dollars to go to a person to talk to in a chair to try to get a peace of mind, to try to get them to be on track so they can think right. There are people who spend millions of dollars on drugs to try to bring peace and try to bring them this comfort. And you're not going to find it in these Western worlds, but you go to Africa. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying that, my sister. I'm going to pass the mic on to the next sister. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Much
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Was it Darren?
Yes.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
What you got for us?
So, first, I'd like to give you your flowers. I've been watching for, I don't know, a long time.
Okay.
But I've been to Benin in I cried when I went to the airport to come back to the States. It's a different feeling.
Yeah.
It's a different feeling. When you land, it's different. When you get around the people, it's different. And then you realize we've been lied to. Just a whole bunch of lies. Almost everything is a lie.
Yeah.
And I'm originally from the city, New York. And I mean, there was things going on. We had places to go at 1, 2 in the morning. There was restaurants, there was bars, there was outdoor shopping. People selling their goods, locally grown goods.
Yeah.
So the things that you think you need, that's not there, you don't miss it. You don't miss it. And then when I came back, there was a lot of things I just couldn't deal with. I didn't fast food. Certain food just became too salty. Just the day in, day out bull turkey that you deal with in America, you just be thinking, okay, I don't have to do this. I
Yeah.
go home. I can sit and I mean, we just watched the rainfall. Just watching the rainfall. That was good enough for us. And it is different. It falls differently.
Yeah.
The sun hits you different. The African sun is different. The sun in Africa is different. I don't care what anybody says. I remember when I came back, everybody talked about how my skin was glowing, my skin, and how I did, just my skin.
Yeah.
And there was no shortage of, and you know, as Americans, we have become such consumers. We want more and more stuff, crap, if you ask me. And you know, we have the capability of buying 72-inch flat screen TVs, but if anything was to fall upon us right now, nobody could put a seed in the ground and grow it. So we could watch TV, but we can't feed ourselves. And to me, that is one of the worst disservices that has fallen upon us being here. You know, so it is, you have to, like you said, you have to be called. There has to be a mindset. There has to be a mindset that what you want is not materialistic. What you want is not something that you can see or hold with your hands. What you want is that peace of mind that you spoke about. What you want is that solitude within you, that when you go down the block and around the corner, like you said, you ain't got to look out for the police, or you can't go to this store because they gonna follow you. You don't have to worry about that. You don't want to worry about that. That's not a stressor you want to put into your realm. And as a nurse, I can tell you, stress will kill you faster than anything else.
Yep.
Okay. So even the stress of, you know, I had to explain to the Africans in Benin. Yeah, we have, because they said, oh, you have hospitals and you have health insurance. And I had to explain to them, yeah. I said, but do you know when I go to the doctor, I still have to pay? And he was like, but you have health insurance. Yes. That means almost nothing, because if I don't have the copay, what am I going to do? I said, and if they want to take a test, like an MRI, I had one patient, this is a while ago, he needed oxygen to go home. It's the only thing he needed to go home. He needed $2,000. He had insurance, but his copay, his deductible or something was $2,000. And I almost sat at the nurse's station and cried. How do you tell somebody, give me $2,000 or we not going to give you oxygen? And he had health insurance. So we are under this, and evidently most of the world is under this facade that we have it made. And it's not like that. It's not like that. You know, and sometimes, and like you said, just go and see. If you go for no other reason, just to see what is there, go. See. Come back and make an assessment once you come back. And I guarantee you, I'll stake my life on it. You will find that it's better for your well-being to you need a recharge. You need that recharge. Because we all love our phones. We all plug in our phones. We carry our chargers with us. We carry the plugs. We carry everything. So we have some juice in this battery on this phone. Why you don't juice up the battery that is you? Why you don't recharge the battery that is you?
Yeah.
We don't think of it that way.
We don't. And you know, and that's, and I understand and I get, because the fact that, you know, the battery is the system that you live in, that we believe that that system should be charging us. You know, we become so reliant and dependent upon a system that, you know, we don't even know how to do for self. Like you said, we don't even know how to drop a seed and grow eating food, you know? I mean, we'll sit back and we will cry if we are without and look for the government as the savior instead of you getting out and doing for self. One of the things that really opened my eyes up just some years ago, you remember, the Hurricane Katrina, and when it came through and it devastated Louisiana, New Orleans, right? And when I saw the people out there, I saw three types of people. I saw the people out there who was walking through all that water, and some of them had some air mattresses with their grandparents or elderly on, trying to get to high ground. And then I saw those who were on top of roofs just looking for the savior. The helicopters or the planes flying by, and they had SOS on the roof. Someone, help us, help us, help us. And then I saw that there were those who were looting. Through all the flood and the waters, they thinking that these flat screen TVs and these electronics that they're going through the stores is going to do something for them. And they wound up evacuating all these people, and they had to leave that stuff out. And I asked myself the hard question, which one are you? Which one are you? Are you going to sit back and wait for them to come help you? Or are you going to do for self? Are you going to sit back here and look for a handout and try to take what's not your, or are you going to go to, and that was one of my life lessons along the way where I am today, to where I see that the system here in America, it's all about dependency. You go to school, you go to college, you go work for somebody. There's not about, okay, become an entrepreneur and where you can establish your own business and all that right there. No, it's about you go to college, you get a degree, you go work for somebody. Africa is the opposite. 95% of the people work for themselves and they get it and they take care of themselves and they do it over again. And that is the difference when you see the hard workers who are working for themselves. There's very small people who work for the government, very small people who work for institutions or corporations.
But see, that is the mindset of a lot of us now, because, and unfortunately, it was instilled in us by our grandparents. I mean, particularly in my case, my grandparents, because they work for the post office, they work for the city of New York, they work for the state of New York. Get you a good government job.
Get you a government job, yeah.
Right. And I came to the conclusion, okay, I got this good government job. And then when you retire, you're so broke up, you can't do nothing but lay in the bed or try to stumble out of bed. Where you traveling to at 60? You on hypertension medicine, hyperlipidemia medicine. You got to take this for that. I'm like, no, I'm not. Me. I'm a travel nurse. And I know travel nurses, they travel, and they make money, buku bucks.
Yeah. You need to email me too, because my wife needs some information too, because that's her next move when it comes to being a travel doctor. So let me know. Send me an email at goblacktoafrica.com. Let me know some companies out there,
Oh, there's plenty. Yeah,
because what we're doing,
so many. I didn't know there was that many out there.
Yeah, because what we're doing is we want to get a taste of that in order to transition into her doing it herself and creating her own business. Herself. Yeah.
But that's also something that a lot of us are doing now, getting into the business mindset where we're doing it for ourselves.
Yeah.
But me personally, as a traveler, I mean, you make good money but I know travelers who travel and they buy cars. They travel, they buy this, they travel. Listen, I travel so I can stay home. I don't travel so I can buy stuff. I travel so I can stay home. You know what? I'm the chauffeur for my kids, for my friends. I do these things that I do. Guess what? I can do that because I might be working for 3-4 months at a time, but I'm off for 3-4 months at a time. I could do that. And a lot of people, they don't get it. Like, you could be making money. That is of no recourse. You don't understand that these people are using your body and your time and your effort for money. What is that money going to do for you when your knees are not? Your knees can't get you out of bed.
Yeah, we can talk about this all day long, but I'm gonna pass on to Emmanuel. But you're absolutely right. is that you found a place to where you could work. I call it your freedom papers. Is that you can position yourself to, yes, we know we have to work, and because we've been taught go work. But my thing is now find a way that you can now start to slowly ease your way out to become your own, and then teach your children how to do such a thing, so they're
Yes,
not out on the
that's what
hamster
we
wheel.
forget. We
Yeah,
learn, we realize, and then we don't pass it on.
don't pass it
We
on.
don't pass it on to our children. Like
Yeah,
I'm right now, I'm trying to pass on to my children. I don't know it on a big sense, but we got to start growing our own food. Let's go in the back and see what we could put in the ground and what we could produce. What's good for this ground? Maybe watermelon ain't good. Maybe it's potatoes. I said something.
yeah, oh yeah, that's
Something. I
good.
said, we don't have to grow everything. Let's grow something, one thing, and let's grow it good, and we can sell it to other people who grow other stuff or barter.
Yeah, that's good.
Because we just have no way as Americans, and it's so sad. Even when you have continental Africans come over after one generation, they're just as lost in the source as we are, and they don't want to admit it. They don't want to admit it.
Yeah.
They're just as lost in the source as we are. And I think that we all have to come back to that equilibrium. And we don't
On
have
them
that right
words
now.
right there, sister. I appreciate your words and your words of wisdom and knowledge. Definitely reach out to me. Give me some information on what you have there, so that my wife can also get to that place to where we're transitioning her. You know what I'm saying? And so it's little by little that I'm trying to work on my wife too as well. So, all right. Peace and blessings to you there.
Nice speaking with you.
All right. You too. All right. Be blessed. Yeah. So, Emmanuel.
The next day was a big celebration or something like that. So they were preparing food.
Emmanuel, are you
and
there? Hello, there.
Hello?
I mean, Emmanuel.
Hi, go back.
Hey, how you doing?
What's going on?
Not much. What's good with you?
Thank you. Let me say, first of all, thank you for what you are doing for the motherland. And I've been following you for a lot. Say that again.
No, go ahead. I think you're
Yeah,
listening
I've
to
been
another. I
following
think
you for
you're
a
listening
long
to a time
time.
delay. Yeah, there's a time
Yes,
delay. So
I spoke to you when you were in Ghana. I think you were in Art Center or so. You remember I spoke to you on the phone with the other guy. Remember that?
brother, I talked to a lot of people. I'm sorry, I can't remember.
Yeah,
But
and what I'm saying is that what you are doing for the motherland, you are doing a very good job, because the mainstream media has caused a lot of damage about Africa. Africa is this, Africa is that. But we thank God for the YouTube. You guys are doing a very good job, and I don't know what to say. But all what I'm saying is that keep it up. What you are doing, never stop what you are doing, because so far as you travel to the African, Tanzania, and other places, showing us what is going over there, there's nothing like that. Because when you talk to your friends here, they say, hey, I want to take me to Africa. I want to go and see animals. They don't know what's going on over there.
yeah,
But you and other, like with the Maya, Vanessa Kambi, and a lot YouTubers, and the other guy in Uganda, you guys are doing a very good job. You show a positive, good things in Ghana, Gambia, Tanzania, Kenya, and other places. I can't mention all of them. Nigeria and other places. So you guys should keep on doing what you are doing. Thank
I
you very much.
appreciate it, brother. I really thank you. Appreciate you. Yeah, shoot me an email, man. Go black to Africa@gmail.com. Refresh my memory, because I talk to a lot of people. Okay.
I'll do that. I'll do that.
All right, man. Peace and blessings to you.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, he's right. I mean, a lot of people's putting in the work that I think that we really not seeing the importance of what's really transpiring. This so-called journey or this migration that's happening, the video that I showed, to you all a little earlier, is that, I think people are overlooking this whole idea, People, go black to Africa. People think it means moving to Africa. Nah. This could be the rejuvenation for you. This could be the so-called renewing for you. This could be the answer that you've been looking for, that some message will sit inside your spirit that gives you an idea, that takes you on a course you never thought that you would go. I'm gonna tell you this right here, coming from this Western world, you talking about going to Africa, one of the a place that, because it's different, you will be flooded with ideas. That's facts. You will be flooded with ideas. When you're talking about understanding what is true peace or what is true freedom, when you talk about being at rest, when you're talking about sitting down and seeing people welcoming you in and allowing you to come in and eat and break bread with them, giving you a total different mindset of a family, giving you a total different mindset of gathering, unity. When you start to see how people behave, when you start to see people, how they function, when you have a total depiction of how people are, you begin to now do self-reflecting. And it's amazing what's going to come after that. Michelle, what is happening with you? Thank you for coming in.
Hi, how are you this evening?
I'm doing great. What about yourself?
I'm doing great. So also just wanted to let you know that you're doing a great job. I actually just discovered you about 2 months ago.
Okay.
And the way I discovered you is I'm actually planning on going on my first trip to the continent. And I've kind of narrowed it down to Ghana.
Okay.
And when you were speaking about having a spiritual connection, I absolutely can relate to that. It is a spiritual connection for me,
Okay.
to be able to touch down on the continent, to kind of see. We as African Americans can't really necessarily know exactly where we come from, but doing DNA testing, we kind of can get an idea of several countries that our DNA derived from. So I think Ghana would be a good first start for me to do that, and so I'll be doing that this summer, and I'm so excited.
How are you going? Are you going on your own with a group or what?
I'm going solo. I know it's crazy,
Okay, that's all
but
right.
yeah,
Right. Yeah.
I'm doing it solo.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
That's an awesome journey too, doing it on your own, because, sometimes doing things by yourself, you got to be led by the spirit then, because you ain't got much, people to, direct you in the path of where really, the spirit may lead you to go.
absolutely. Well, this is not my first international trip solo. I went to Italy
Okay.
a couple of years back. And to be honest with you, Italy is a beautiful country, but
Mhm.
there was no spiritual drawing there. I just wanted to go because that's something I always wanted to do, but the experience was kind of bittersweet. I love it because it was such a beautiful country, but I saw so much racism within that country. I'm like, I left United States to come to this, you know, to come here to, see that I didn't necessarily experience it, but some of the Africans that were there, I mean, they were treating those people so badly. It was just, it was heartbreaking. And
And it's not they were treating those people so badly; they were treating you too, because they are us as well as us are them. And you're right. I mean, you'll find that. But I was going to ask you a question though, because you said it was a beautiful country,
yeah,
but you said there's racism.
aesthetically, it was beautiful.
Oh, you talking about land?
Aesthetically, yeah, I love, the ancient buildings. And I
Yeah,
think the
yeah.
only saving grace for me was my American passport. I was treated slightly different because of my American passport, which I was just like, I wanted to cut up. But I was like, I'm in another country. Let me just calm down and just make sure I make it back home safe. But it was an interesting experience. But I've always wanted to go to Africa. But like every other American, you get these images what they portray on television, and it's nothing favorable, and it's nothing something that you want to actually go and experience. But I've been having this inkling like, oh, I just want to go. And it's not because of what's been popular now, everybody's going. This was way before that.
Yeah.
And so
It's been in
yeah.
all of us. It's been laying dormant in all of us, and you know that it roots its head, and the spirit begins to to shine the light on Africa, and somehow, some way, a dot is connected to another dot that brings you to where you are today. And so I appreciate you, though. Appreciate you coming in, and definitely, I know you're going to enjoy your trip. Ghana is a beautiful place because of the people. I personally don't say a place is beautiful. I just say the people are beautiful, and because I understand that sometimes when I've gone to a lot of these international countries and stuff, you can tell what's genuine by the treatment by the people and who are not. And so, yeah, this earth is a beautiful land. We just got to go, but we sure enough can tear it up when we ourselves are torn up. You know what I mean? So, so that's how I see it. But I appreciate you, Michelle, and best wishes to you and your travels to Ghana. Got any
Thank you.
questions and all that right there? You can always email at goblacktoafrica@gmail.com. I got a plethora of videos in Ghana about Ghana. Those people who think I hate Ghana and all right there, I keep telling them, no, I got love for Ghana. And I tell anybody, if you want a starting place to go to Africa, go to Ghana. Go to Ghana. Yes. So I appreciate you.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, family. I mean, my thing is that, this is a big world and nothing stops you from going across the globe and visiting other countries. But I'm going to tell you, just like my sister right there was saying, she went to Italy. And in her mindset that the land is beautiful, but the people are prejudiced, which then is a great lesson to say, let me go where I might be loved, because you ain't going to get treated like that in most places in Africa. When I say most places in Africa, you will be sometimes considered a foreigner coming in because people don't understand you when you speak in that language. Why? This is a colonized language. And so, of course, they're going to look at you as a foreigner coming in, but you will not be treated by the color of your skin, by them being disrespectful or looking at you as less. When I was in Dubai, when I was in Europe, when I was in South America, wherever, and I come across brothers and sisters who are Africans who left Africa to go find them a job or work or trying to make money, send home or do whatever, and I always ask them the treatment. And most are going to tell you they're not respected. And I ask, why are you here? And most say that they got to, get money to take care of their family, this and that. And my thing is that, okay, well, you got to do what you got to do. I'm not one going to stand in the way, but it's mighty funny that most of the people tell me this when I interview, and a lot of people who tell me don't want to get on the interviews. They don't want to get videotape because I'll videotape anything. But there are some things people say that I know they're like, I don't want to be interviewed or put on a video. They say this right here. I could have stayed home to really work and build the way I'm being worked here for little to nothing and probably so much further away. But being that they are there, they now are trying to save their money up to go ahead and build back. And every person I've met said they're going back home. I might have met one person who said they don't plan on going back, but everybody got their own experiences and all that right there. I'm going to put the link in one more time to give people an opportunity to call in. Beautiful people calling in today. I appreciate the kind words and all that you are sharing. Whether it's your story and all, this is where it's at, family. This is where we as a people can have dialogue and talk and, not just be talkers, but be doers, showing the actions, because we can chat all day long and we can debate all day long in these chat rooms and on these YouTubes and all that right there. But there are those out there doing the walk, and those are out there experiencing. And if you're going to listen to some of these other people out there who wants to shame other places, then without you going to find out for yourself, you do yourself an injustice. I don't tell people don't go to America. People say, oh, you hate America. You hate America. Look, I hate America's system, but I'll tell anybody, if you want to go to America, who am I to get in the way that you might believe that you're struggling in this place and you think it's a better place for you? Well, let me lay with you the pros and the cons at least. Let me let you know what's the real deal. Because most people in Africa think that we're rich. Most people coming from Africa trying to get in these other world thinking that they're going to have a big car, big house, and all right there. And I tell people, I had to work 3 jobs. 3. And for those who's met middle class, they either got 2 working income families, husband and wife working and busting their butts, or you had to go long-term schools to try to get some degrees, to try to get up there to at least try to get to a middle class. But each person you talk to, they will tell you they had to work their butt off. And like I said before, see, when I worked my butt off and I thought I was doing something back then when, I was younger and out of my mind, I said, hey, I arrived. I'm in that middle class, even tipping a little scale of, and I got to learn a lot being around white folks. That all that I worked hard for, 3 jobs. Most of them living in these neighborhoods that I was living in, these upper class neighborhoods, they would tell you when I would sit there and be at their barbecue, they come to my barbecue, whatever. Their mama and daddies were passing down their generational wealth to give them their down payment on their house. During Christmas, you know how many times I heard white people say, well, my folks, yeah, they sent, me and the kids $15,000, $20,000. Yo, folks sent you what? Well, I'm working. See, Africans think what you see on TV when they showing this middle upper class and rich, those black movie stars and those daggone rappers and singers that you see they're less than 1% of a population of 43 million blacks in America. Let me go on to the next guest right here. Kaiser, was that in Obola?
Nabola.
Nabola.
Yeah, that's for Cameroon.
Cameroon, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Are you from the Bamaleke tribe?
No, I'm from the Oroko tribe, Bonge, particularly.
All right. Okay. All right.
Yeah, that is in the southwest region of Cameroon.
The southwest or east?
Southwest region.
Okay. All right. Yeah, my DNA shows that I'm from the Bamaleke tribe.
Yeah, that's the West Province. That's the West region. Yeah.
Yeah. What you got for me today, bro?
Yeah, I have been following you for like ages. I've been following all your videos from Rwanda to Tanzania, everywhere. Even when you went to the Caribbeans, all those areas, I follow. When I get your alert, I just go in and watch.
Oh, thank you.
I'm just happy I've just caught your live today to just contribute a bit.
Well, I appreciate that.
I left Cameroon about 2005, but I go home often to visit and to try to get my things settled back home. And one of the reasons where most of us who left and traveled to Europe is it's got to do a lot with what we watch on the media. And as young people, you are influenced a lot by the images you see and on TV. And what you find out in the Cameroons and most of African countries, the national television or national TV, they broadcast a lot of foreign programs.
Yeah.
So instead of showing the programs, local programs, they go get these foreign programs, and youth are fed with these images of foreign movies and foreign programs. They think that is how life it is out there. And as soon as you start going to school, you start making plans to leave, to go experience all this wonderful life you see on TV. And the shock you receive the moment you leave and you arrive in the country of your choice is the cultural shock that you meet, and the reality that you find that is what you've seen on TV is not what is on the ground when you arrive in those countries. I left Cameroon to the UK, and the first thing that hit me was, why did I even live in the first place? Because everything was false. And now the impression that people, when you left home, people thinking, oh, you're going to this place where it's heaven, money will start flowing and you solve all the problems that people face back home. And now you're stuck. You don't have the money, and you just can't go back and tell them what are you going to tell them? And for those who have left before us, they didn't do us any favor, because most people are scared or don't tell the truth when you arrive here back home. You don't call your siblings to tell them, oh, life is not moving and things are not what you thought it are. But and then people, when you go to a party or on the street, you get all these pictures. You stand on somebody in front of somebody's car, you take the pictures, and you send home. People think you own these things, and I've met a lot of friends where when I was here who, when you're sitting with them, they are calling home and they are telling blatant lies about their life. Oh, I just went to Canada. I'm just coming from America, but they've not even left the city in which they are living. The people back home and they are thinking, oh, this man just left yesterday. He's been traveling around the world.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you expect your siblings back home? They are thinking, oh, I have to go to, so I can be going to all these places. And to cut a long story short is that most of us who are here, we, in as much as we want to go back home, sometimes what is keeping you back is maybe you're not even making the money to go back. Because if I tell you the flight from United Kingdom to Cameroon, you are thinking of about £700 or more to get a flight. If you have a family of 5, you are talking about 5,000 to 7,000 pounds to pay a ticket for a family of 5 to go to Cameroon for a visit. Now, most people would look at that amount of money. Well, this is enough to even own a plot back home and start building your house. You're going to pay on the ticket. So rather than rather than you traveling back home, you rather prefer to send this money back home to get your land, your property, and start building your house and making an arrangement that, okay, when the house is complete, then you can make that move. But a typical life that you live here is hand to mouth. Each time you're trying to save, the money comes and it goes. The system has been set in such a way that everything that you earn, the system takes it back from you. So you are like in a vicious circle going round and round, hoping that things will get better, but it never get better. And age is not on your side. Each year is it goes by. You're aging. So we just have to come to a position where you say, "What, I've had enough of this illusion," and said it's not going to get any better. If you're hoping that one day you're going to save £20,000 before you make that way, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But this, from 2019 up to now, I can tell you, from me included, there has been some kind of awakening that we never thought of. And we, among the Africans who we fully left the continent, are having this conversation now. And this year, I will tell you, there's a record number of people of Cameroonian left UK to go back to Cameroon for the Christmas holiday. I have never seen that before. And everybody that left, they are putting their property down, trying to get things. They have got a plan, 5 years, 6 years to leave the Europe and go back. And the beauty of what is happening is, what you guys are doing is you are waking every other African up. Because initially everybody would think, oh, everything is in America or in the West. And now young people are seeing the Americans and those who left here and coming back. They're thinking, oh, maybe it's not all what it used to be. So if I like the praises you are making, because when I first watched the Black Acres of the Back family, that's when my own awakening started. I said, oh, this same Africa that I left, now this guy is there, is enjoying it and saying all these beautiful things. How come I never saw all these things when I was there? I was always thinking of Europe.
Yeah.
And I remember when I was in the uni, I had my small business. I was doing well. But when you're doing well, all you're thinking, oh, I'm saving this money. As soon as the money is enough, I'm going to apply for a visa and then leave. But instead of thinking, oh, I'm making this money, let me keep this money and expand my business, you're always thinking to save the money enough to go and pay for visas and then leave to somewhere where you're going to make millions in a short while. But only when you leave, you start regretting everything. Oh, if I had stayed back home, my business would have grown and I would have made myself a better life. But again, it's the media and our brothers who left before us, when they come to visit, they don't tell us what they are experiencing. And even those who, like me, if I call someone in Cameroon and tell them, oh, it's not all what it is, the question will ask me, okay, why are you not leaving and come back?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I just can't leave because I have to make arrangement for my family to leave. If I come back to Cameroon where I don't have a house, are you going to accommodate me and my family? For how long? So these are some of the things that we are trying to tell our people back home. No, in as much as I want to come back, I want to try as much as possible to build my own house. So when I'm coming with my family, I'm not going to bother other family members for accommodation. If it's just me, I can just pick my bag and go back home. But now I have kids. I don't mind staying with my elder brother for as long as I want to stay. Even if he insults me, I will insult him, I will fight. I will still stay there. It's my brother. But I have children. I will not want to put them through that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you want to go back, at least you have a place for your kids and stuff like that. So I just want to say what you're doing, you are awakening a lot of other people.
Well,
Not only the Africans, Americans, or the Jamaicans, and all of us. Even though people watch, they sit quiet, trust me, the message is sinking. People are getting it. So keep on the good work. I really do appreciate what you guys are doing. Thank you very much.
Appreciate you, brother. You have a blessed day. All right.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
And hey, family, I mean, boy, he hit on some stuff. I mean, it's so true. I mean, if brothers and sisters who left Africa going to diaspora to these other countries and stuff, I know that I would have done the same thing. And I'm doing the same thing now of seeing things differently beyond than what I was raised to be. That so many people have left for these other countries and they see that they're working themselves to the bone, that they're chasing their tails, and they realizing that I could have stayed home and made this better. But because of the report that others were doing, showboating or showing pictures or making it seem like it's this glamorous place that, that made even the youth want to go and realize then when they got there, they're in a struggle. That they're in this struggle, that they're continuously battling, trying to save money, to build, to have something and trying to go home. But then if you're constantly going back home, there's more money out of your pocket. And the funny thing though, is that these airlines ain't no joke. They charge money just to go to Africa, which is going to cost you. Like you said, you got 2-3 kids, then you, your wife, man, that's 5 people. And then your family wants you to come at least once a year, once every 2 years. I've met some that ain't been home in the last 4 or 5 years, 6, 7 years. But I'm saying that this right here is that what the brother's saying has made a lot of sense. And that is that your eyes begin to wake up once you start to see, like he's saying, when you start to see the other YouTubers starting to show Africa. You either gonna get in where you fit in, or somebody can just come and take your place. If you ain't appreciating the land that is there or the opportunities that are there, then hey, guess what? Other folks like us coming from other countries will come in because you know what? Y'all can replace us going where we feel as though we did what we can do and go as far as we could, or we endured as much pain as we could. The stress now is so overwhelming that we're just ready to release and let it all go. And y'all can take our place. And we're gonna go over there and we're gonna try to make do in a different light. That's what's happening. And I mean, and hey, to each his own. But I'm saying, like I've said before, America does not offer you opportunity. You are the opportunity. You still have to get up in the morning and do what you got to do. Whether you're going to get up in the morning and go to school, whether you're going to have to get up in the morning and go to work, whether you're going to have to go, and you are the one that does that. You're the one who got to work them 2 jobs, work those 3 jobs. You're the one who's going to have to do that. There are many people here who ain't worked for nobody who started their own business. Just like in Africa, I met so many people who said, no, I did not want to leave. I stayed here and I wind up generating this and putting away this little money. And I built and I started here. I bought a little here. I bought a little there. I've shared with this right here. One of the biggest problems we have as a people is knowing how to save money. That's our downfall. Look at some of the countries out here that take the money and don't even use it for the right reasons. They rather take the money and squander it or waste it away. Take it for themselves. Look at the amount of people out here that's in America. Everybody talking about this is the greatest country in the world. Well, why so many black folks poor? Well, we know everybody got their own story. We can take it all the way back, whether through the Jim Crow, we can take it through the system of slavery, we can take it through all whatever, this and that. But there are opportunities out here that people can take advantage of. Because I'll still say to this day, the poorest of the poorest in America is rich compared to some places in this world. But I'm saying the spiritual side, because you can't succeed if you're spiritually dead. And when people say, well, I have, well, no, get what I'm saying. Think about it. The more brighter your light shines, the further you can be able to go. The more open up that your mind is expounded on, the more open and broad your mind is that your mind has opened up, the greater you become. And I believe Africa is the place that can be that starting ground for many people, because you can relate to what looks like you, what's going out here hustling every day. Because you're going to feel guilty when you start seeing, my God, my brothers and sisters here in Africa, bro, they got a hustle that I ain't never seen before that put us to shame. We are some spoiled people here in Western countries. Though we got to work hard, ain't no harder than what I've seen in Africa. That gives you a greater appreciation of the smaller things that we consider small, but really are the huge things as a teacher. Those things that don't mean nothing, that we always overlook. You go to Africa and you see the grind, the hustle, the endurance, those that have the patience, that has the miraculous spirit of just living life. And when you have the conversations and you be like, man, this person's spirit is so free. That's what you learn and gain. So that if you just choose to come back, at least you will always know my people over there, they doing it big. When I thought I was doing it big, I was doing nothing. I thought I was really hitting all cylinders and reaching my full potential. Nah. I can put more in. I can put more grind in my spiritual walk. I can gain more of getting off and stop being so impatient and being so hateful and debate. I can go ahead and become a better man, a better woman, a better father, a better mother. I can be better by learning just what I have been taught from the mother of Africa. That's why I said, you can't go to Africa and thinking that you're going to go help Africa. Africa's going to help you. I got another guest coming in. Clemo coming into the building.
Hey.
What's up, my brother?
Hey, how are you doing, my brother?
I'm doing fine. What's good with you?
I'm pretty good, man. I've been following you for almost 2 years now. This is my first time going live.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've been, like that brother said, I had to get in there. From what I heard, that brother, the brother who just got out, he hit some really nuggets there about, like what he said about that guy from the Black Acres of the Gambia.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't see that. We are here. I'm in Minnesota, by the way, but I'm from Kenya.
Okay.
So, yeah, man. So what you guys are doing is amazing, man. Like, you're up. A lot of people are sitting quiet, but the message is sinking. Like that brother said, the message is sinking. We are seeing that. It's only that we are quiet. Nobody wants to talk about it. But the message is sinking, my brother. It's sinking, man. I've been watching you. I see JT too, man. Like, oh man, I see you at JT house.
Yeah.
JT JT is doing big things. Brother Brandon, I follow them too. Dynastamia, man, what you guys are doing is, I hear, I have a lot of friends. They tell me all these things. What you guys are doing is amazing, man. Like, I guess from my own perspective, I think People need to hear it from somebody else. Like you coming from the outside, coming inside, and critically looking at it. So the people in Africa will see it, they will listen to you more. You know, you are coming from the outside, coming to the inside, and talking about it. I think that's one of the key things, man. And that's
And
why
you hit
people are
on that.
listening to you guys.
And the
Yeah.
beautiful thing that I see is that now that the eyes of Africans in the motherland, the native of Africa, are gaining appreciation of their own now. They're appreciating their land. They're appreciating what they have. Because if you don't appreciate it, somebody else can come and appreciate it. See, nobody thought about it when they started to, because when you see the Europeans come in, whether it's the Europeans and the Indians and all them that are there, they've been around, and then it's like, they ain't got platforms to telling people, yo, we reaping from this. They don't do that. What we're doing is we're showing that we can come here and we are doing here and we can benefit and we can build. And so when most of the I've seen so many YouTuber Africans now doing their countries, their cities now. I ain't never seen that many in the last year. So many African YouTubers now. And I'm like, yes.
I know. Yeah. It's amazing, man. Like the revolution now, it's changing the mindset. But let me tell you this, man. Like black people in Africa, we've been brainwashed for so long, man.
Yeah.
Our brothers in Africa, our brothers in America, we've been brainwashed. Thank God for social media. Now we are seeing the real, And I see a lot of my friends from here too, African Americans here.
Yeah.
I talk to them, I go work with them. I mean, I'm seeing a cultural shift. They used to have, like ADOS and all these other guys, they say, oh, we didn't come from there. I mean, come on, man, like that's bullshit. The reality, look at your mirror, you're from over there. It's not even something to talk about. But I'm seeing a cultural shift. People are embracing Africa more now. People from Africa who move even to the United States, they're now thinking about going back. The Africans in Africa are like, man, it seems like we got something here. Because why is it that everybody's coming over here? Indians, but those people, they don't, they keep quiet. They don't want to say the real. They sit on it and they exploit our people. But now having our brothers from America who are black going there and talking and seeing some things which we don't see, and telling our brothers over there, everybody's listening to all these things, man. It's gonna be crazy. Give it a few years. I mean, there's so many opportunities, man. Like over there, especially for African Americans. There's so many professionals in African American culture. Even a coach. I was even thinking about that today. Basketball. We got so much talent up there, man. Like even a guy. There's a lot of brothers who can even coach basketball and get good players over there.
Yeah,
I'm seeing so many, like you said, like there's so many endless opportunities, which we don't see. A lot of people over there, they don't see it. But somebody coming in like you now, you can see that. So I like this movement, and I think we're gonna go. Things are changing now, and I love it, man. Like I like it.
Well, I appreciate it, man. Yeah. And so, I mean, hey, you hit on some things there, but I appreciate you, man. So when you going back?
I'm going back next year. Actually, in probably 6 months, I keep going back and forth because I'm from the Rift Valley. I don't know. You've been to Kenya, right?
Yes.
Yeah. You're in Nairobi or Mombasa?
Nairobi, Mombasa. Went up there to the Masai Mar. Went up there. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah, I come from the Rift Valley. I wish you guys could show that more. There's a lot of stuff you can do. If somebody who wants to do farming, there's more stuff to see in Rift Valley. It's huge. It's one of the biggest provinces in Kenya. And if you want to do agriculture, there's so much opportunity down there. So I would encourage more YouTubers to show showcase that because I don't see that a lot in, online. But yeah, man, I'm happy. I'm happy what you guys are doing, man.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
good. I appreciate you,
Really happy.
brother. You have a blessed one, man. You
Yeah.
take care. All right.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Thanks. Bye.
Peace out. Yeah, family, I'm coming to a close, and I just appreciate each and every one of you all coming in. And my thing again, is that, very few have been chosen. Many called, but few are chosen. And my thing is that, you know what? There is a stemming call within one spirit about the motherland. And I like what brother said, you know what? We brothers and sisters who have come from the UK or, Canada and America and around the globe who have come back into, the continent and have these YouTube channels, we're bringing awareness. And now the Africans are seeing, man, we've been sleeping. We've been sleeping on something here that we just been, every day. It's no different than an African coming to America and he's seeing people that might be like poor and saying, "Oh, hold up, I got a hustle in me, man. That, hey, what I'm seeing, I can make something out of this." But my thing is that what we're doing in Africa is we're showing a total different narrative than what has been shown. We've seen some of these YouTubers coming from Western worlds who trample through, who just does quick segments in and out and wants to give, but they don't sit down and break bread with people, having genuine conversations. They're not walking down the streets and really talking to the locals and hearing about, the stories, things that I've done. They're not doing that. They're going around and they're just trampling through Africa and trying to get their views and making their money and going about. Isn't that what they're doing when it comes to trying to get the gold out and the diamonds out and all right there? Throw you a little pennies and then take away to get all the money. But what we doing, we going and we showing and we giving money. We helping out different programs. We helping out the community. We're hiring people to help work on whether it's bringing jobs to people. People are filming what they're doing and doing all of these different things. You don't see them doing that. You don't. Please, somebody show me a YouTuber, a European YouTuber who came in Africa, sat still, built up shop and building and bringing jobs to people. All right there. These YouTubers are coming in and out, taking, putting cameras in the face. They ain't paying no people no money. May pay them a little pennies and then they going about their way, but they making their thousands of dollars out the videos. And then we think that's okay. But I see there's videos out there that they're challenging people now. These jokers walking around and all right there. They stopping them. I think it was a video out there where the Africans were stopping them bikers rolling through their tribe. Hold up. No. You ain't just rolling through here. This is what we need to now be alert and aware of. Hey, this is right here what we call neighborhood watchers. We need to be watchful. Who's coming in to really benefit, not give us pennies. Look, them days are over with. You're going to go ahead and give pennies to put up your little cathedral and put up your place because you just the eyes and ears to keep watch on whatever. You want to throw pennies and keep people from really knowing the truth of who they really are. You want to go ahead and just give them what? Instead of giving them seeds, you want to go ahead and give them needs of you. This is what we need to break from. We need to break from and understand there was a ploy, there was a plot to go ahead and put spies in to keep these villages, these places down on its knees in a dependency state. Instead of rising up at people, I'll come in and put up shop and going to put here this cathedral here, and then we'll build you this little baby school over here, this little school. But you coming to serve us. You coming into our establishment. You got to leave money at the door just to hear a word from God. You're going to have to pay for your kids' education. This school we built, you got to pay some money for that. See, this is the ignorant things that we don't think about. But see, thank you for those who's coming out of the West are educating our brothers and sisters, saying this is the ploy, this is the plot, is what's happening. And they keep coming in. We got to stop allowing to come in. You know, I said this right here just the other day. It's amazing. Just even here in America, you think about this, family. When all of a sudden we were our own business people and all right there, and we turn around and gave up secrets to everything that we do. You know, everybody might come with a camera. Oh, yo, here comes Food Network coming in your kitchen, soul food. Oh yeah, I put the little salt here and this and that on my greens, and I put this right here. You know, this right here is my mama, my grandmama did, and all right there. You got everybody out here who got soul food restaurant and put black businesses out now because what? Hey, the European right here is just putting up shop right here next door, and guess where we going to their shops. That's why I said we got to stop letting people come in, taking from what is ours, and hold true to what we got. We are gifted, talented people that we could build already from off of what we know. Now, I ain't saying that, you know, that you can't work together as a people. I'm just saying that we got to be educated to know there are more of those who's coming to take than help build together. That's an old story that's been broken for a long time. That broken record, we should know it. But this media that's going on now, we are bringing some serious awareness to Africa. That's right. We're bringing some serious awareness. It's time now that we stop having these daggone, you know, channels of debate and arguing. That goes on forever. What do I need to show you about music in the Hollywood industry for? That don't get you nowhere. But I'm going to show you Africa. I'm going to show you the tricks and the plots of damn Erica. I'm going to show what's going on here in damn Erica so that people have a true sense that, dang, that's really going on. Because Africans don't know unless somebody show them. Every time I go through the countries of Africa and I'm showing them, look at this video right here. This is the homelessness. No, you know how many Africans argue with me? No, that's not America. Yes, it is. Let me show you these people strung out on drugs right here in America's streets. Let me show you how some of the black people live in America. They don't believe me. You got to go out there and find it. Because the media ain't going to show you that. They're going to show you the music videos. They're going to show you the Hollywood movies. And the only thing y'all think is them movie stars and them rappers is the way that everybody live in America. And that's a lie. Majority of black folk in America are trying to make ends meet. Facts. So with that, family, I've been on for 3 hours. I appreciate each and every one of you. Sorry I couldn't get to all my guests that were called in and all right there. Plenty more shows I got planned. I plan on doing more lives, reaching out to you. I know I haven't done lives in a long time. So that's one of my things I'm doing this year. So we can have some meaningful conversations of actions, not just talks and conversations about silly things. That, and I say silly things meaning there's no action behind it, but things that we can see and touch that are working and people are doing. This is your man, not your boy. Go black to Africa. Thank you for all those right there who gave out of your hearts of giving. Those right there gave your times, your kind words, your blessings, your prayers. I thank each and every one of you all. And until next time, peace and blessings, family. I am out.